This week's episode is sponsored by Change. Change is the #1 mentoring program that teaches you e-commerce from scratch. Change has a real community with real results. I have been working with Ryan for many years now and have attended many of his events and retreats across the world and got to meet members and the amazing community of like-minded people. Ryan works with a lot of big names in the business world, helping them build online businesses and e-commerce. Change offers personal one-on-one support, no experience needed, but like anything, this takes time and is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you put the work in, you will get the results. E-commerce and online shopping is getting bigger and bigger. This is a great opportunity for anyone that is looking for financial freedom. For more information, go follow Ryan on Instagram at RyanJB, and he will guide you through the steps to help you get started and build a successful online business. You can now follow me on all my social media platforms to find out who my latest guest will be. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you're notified for when my next podcast goes live. And boom, we're on.
Yeah, man.
And today's guest, we've got the Mindset Soldier. How are you?
I'm blessed by yourself.
Very well, thank you. David Smith, you're known as, but the Mindset Soldier also. Very traumatic life, abuse, soldier, shot at, suicidal for many, many years, to then transforming and speaking the truth and speaking about your pain, speaking about your trauma. I know how these stories are quite deep, quite personal, so thank you for coming on. I'm sure my audience will appreciate it. But yeah, it's very testing when you go through traumatic experiences. You know, people don't realise what it actually like, reliving it and speaking about it. So, like I say, brother, I take my hat off to you, but you're doing amazing things.
Same.
Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Mate, absolute freaking pleasure, bro.
Good friend of Chris.
Goofy, yeah.
Goofy as well.
Bro.
Yeah, love him.
Yeah.
Great podcast we done a few weeks ago. Opened many doors for him, and I'm proud of him. And it just, sometimes that wave comes. It's a lot for people, you know, when people start getting that attention and everybody's want a piece of you, especially if you're not used to it. It can do damage just as much as it can do good.
Especially with the kind of child and what he's been through, bro. Like, it could tear him apart or it could elevate him. So he needs people around him. Do you know what I mean? We speak daily, bro. Like, he pushes Jesus into me with the scripture in the same detail, bro. And that's what's kept me alive.
Before we get into all the madness, brother, I always like to go back to the start of my guests, get more of a bit of understanding about you, where you grew up and how it all began. Yeah,
perfect. So my name's David Smith. From Coventry, 36 years old, ex-military, 8 years in the Grenadier Guards, physical training instructor, lance corporal, and decorated soldier for one of my mates who got shot in Afghan. So I got a medal off the Queen. But even before all of that, so my childhood started in Coventry, one of the best cities in the country. Keep smiling. But do you know what? I thought I had a good upbringing. No, we had that family upbringing. My mum was Italian, fiery. Do you know what I mean? Really, really good. My dad wasn't present. My stepdad was there. 6 kids. I was the youngest. But my mum was an orphan. She was abused as a child as well. I think that's where it stemmed from, where she had multiple relationships with men. Do you know what I mean? We had 6 siblings, 5 dads. Do you know what I mean? So she got about a bit, bro. The Italian in her. And when I was about 4 years old, that's when my kind of childhood kind of stopped. My mum moved away from my stepdad. My stepdad was quite abusive. The first scenes I could see as a child was my stepdad dragging my mum upstairs, abusing her sexually, battering her. So that's how my kind of childhood started, really. Then my mum used drink and drugs to fill voids, men. I see my mum sexually abused multiple times by different men. Do you know what I mean? Shouting out from the bedroom when she's being dragged in and stuff like that. And that's kind of stayed with me. And that's fucked up my fucking sexual relationships and relationships with women from my kind of childhood. So that's what it kind of started, bro.
Did you get into foster care?
Yeah, so about 4 years old, me and my younger sister, she was in the care system with me. We got different dads. So her dad took her out the care system within about 6 months. She didn't stay long. I was kind of left by myself, mate. And that's when my childhood really fucking started to take a turn. It's quite bad. I went to a place called Wisteria Lodge in Coventry. It's like smashed down now, but it was a lot of sex crimes back then in the 80s and 90s, and that's where I was kind of started being sexually abused, but not just by the people that were supposed to care for me, but the teenagers in there as well. So I was only like 4 or 5 years old, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's just, they were doing things with me, get me in dress, telling me to church places and stuff like that. And it fucks with your mind, bro. Massively, because trust is gone then from humans. Do you know what I mean? I came a kind of recluse at school. I used to lash out, became very violent at school, wouldn't speak to people. And the abuse just didn't stop. The amount of times I tried to reach out to people and tell people what was going on, I was just that naughty kid from your mum's an alcoholic, no one gives a shit about you kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I was screaming out for help, bro. I didn't know how to fucking project it intellectually as a child, do you know what I mean? So it's tough.
So was it the boys in this system who was abusing you?
Yeah, boys and girls, bro. It was mad. I laugh at it now, but it was like Tracy Beaker. Do you know what I mean? That kind of house. It was like mixed ages and stuff. You shouldn't be mixed with teenagers and kids at that age and stuff. I remember locking myself in my room all the time. This is back in the day with boom boxes and stuff. That's all I had, that and a freaking teddy bear, bro. But I was being sexually abused, mentally abused. And they didn't have the capability, I think, the people there taking care of us to deal with the situations. Like mental health is huge now and sexual abuse, a lot of things are coming up, but they just didn't know how to deal with it then. It's easy just to rug it and die. He's just a naughty kid, leave him alone kind of thing.
Yeah, it's spoke about more now, but a big percentage is still swept under the carpet. So I'd imagine how much would have been back then. Was the teachers involved? Was the parents getting involved as well?
As far as I know, not. Because when I was at school, I was lashing out a lot. Like I had to have a helper at school from when I was at nursery until I left secondary school, bro. I had someone with me constantly through anger and learning difficulties like dyslexia and ADHD. I was reaching out to people when nothing happened, so I just shut my mouth, start to self-harm, start to cut myself. I used to write my own name in my right forearm all the time just because I didn't know who the fuck I was, bro. Like, I had no dad around, no mum around, no siblings. They didn't help me, do you know what I mean? I just started abusing myself physically, hitting myself. Even the way I used to eat, bro, like, I never said I had an eating problem back then, but I used to gorge on eating. I still do it now, make myself be sick to feel that pain because I just didn't feel anything. My emotions were just gone, bro.
How was that seeing your sister's dad coming to get her, but your dad wouldn't come and get you?
I remember it, bro. When she left, I remember this is I must have been about 5, bro. I remember Paul picking her up in a Mercedes, bro, and I just ran out to the curb and then she just left. I can just remember just like, I'm left by myself. And these people were abusing me as well mentally. Do you know what I mean? Because they had multiple kids in their care. They didn't have enough love or appreciation for the kids in there. Do you know what I mean? So it could be 3 different kids in the same household. You just pushed away. It's a paycheck for them, some of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just getting money.
They're just getting money. There's no care in it, bro. At all.
How long did you stay in the care system for?
Till I left, till I was about 18, 19, bro. Really? In and out. My sister took me out of care, put me back into care because I was angry. Do you know what I mean? I was still being abused in the care system as well. Went to my stepdad's, got found homeless. Do you know what I mean? I was always in and out. I never had a stable upbringing.
How long did the abuse last for? Until you were 18?
No. It stopped when I was around about 9, 10 years old because I moved multiple foster placements. So some of them were like semi-permanent, and they move on. They can foster you for a while. But I went through a lot of temporary ones. I must have stayed at probably about 20, 25 different places.
Was everyone the same, or was there any good ones?
There was. They're called the Jenkins, and they were in Hinckley. They were amazing. They was really, really good. They showed me support when they didn't need to. Do you know what I mean? That's where it kind of changed for me as well, having a little bit more trust in people. It takes a long time, especially when you've got no one around you, bro.
Yeah, I still don't trust. No. I'm 41.
Not at all, mate.
I struggle big time with trust.
Yeah.
And I've not been through half the shit you went through, you know, so it's a big part of life. Once trust goes, and you see that from other humans, the damage they can do. You then put every other human on the same bracket, and that's the difficult thing, because not everybody's the same, not everybody's bad, not everybody's good, but it's just
We've all got badness, bro.
Yeah, everybody has, yeah.
And the trust, like you say there, bro. The trust. When people say, like, if I don't trust you, realistically, you don't trust yourself because your intuition's gone. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I always say when I do my coaching, it's just, if you don't trust anyone, you don't trust yourself in them situations. Because when you fully trust yourself, do you know what I mean? You're confident.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I've lost a lot of that. I don't trust myself in relationships. I don't trust anyone to love me, so I don't love myself.
Was there any good moments? in your childhood?
Yeah, of course. Like, I think trauma can block a lot of things out, and you kind of see the negative, as you say. Like, my childhood was absolutely horrific. Yes, it was in certain parts of it. My mum was fucking amazing, mum, bro. When she wasn't on alcohol or using drugs. Do you know what I mean? She was an amazing mum. She taught me how to cook and bang someone out at the same time, bro. Do you know what I mean? Fiery Italian, amazing mum. Some really good memories, bro. Do you know what I mean? I used to go to McDonald's with her every other Tuesday. I still go to the same McDonald's now. My mum used to take to with my kids, bro. Do you know what I mean? They're just emotional, good parts of my life. There's only little bits, but I'd rather just block a lot of stuff out.
What was your mum's past? Did you know?
Not really, no. She was an orphan, bro, Catholic orphan. I know she was abused in the care system as well. She didn't know what mum and dad. That's as far as I knew about it, bro. I tried to reach out. Like, I never really knew my dad. So I couldn't really ask him about certain things either.
How much do you think it plays a part in learned behaviours when the mum's abused or the dad's abused? The big majority of, they say 1 in 3 kind of pass it down, but I think the numbers are bigger. I think it must be more difficult if someone's been abused, their mum and dad, and they always seem to pass it down to the kids. It's hard to then break the connection, not to be the same as them.
Generational trauma, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love changing perspective. That's what I do. You give me a negative, bro, I've got a positive. You give me a problem, I've got a solution. And that's how my mindset works now. And people say to me about generational trauma, and it's a true scientific fact, but it's a generational gift. Because what the shit your parents couldn't deal with, they've passed it on to you. Now you can build resilience and courage going through the traumatic things that they didn't heal from. That gives you an opportunity to learn. You can see it's trauma, but every trauma has a lesson. And I've tried to learn through it, educate it through it. Like, I've been a cunt, bro, like, through most of my life. Do you know what I mean? Angry. Do you know what I mean? We'll talk about some stuff like I've done, like it's bad. But when you can change the perspective in any situation, I think that's the key.
When was the first time you tried to take your own life?
Young, bro, young. I think I was around about 8 or 9. Tried to slip my rope in my throat. Do you know what I mean? That young, they put me in anger management because I was an angry kid. I was being abused. I just didn't want to be alive no more. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't trust anyone that touched me at school. I used to lash out. I broke my head teacher's leg, threw her down the stairs. Anyone that even came near me, I'd bite them, like pull them and stuff like that. It was just horrific. There's one woman that I'll always remember from my primary school, Miss Halford. She's the first person that never let go when she hugged me. And there's a thing called a Disney hug. I don't know if you've ever heard it, brother.
Over 8 seconds?
Yeah, it's powerful. You don't let go until the other person lets go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she taught me. I didn't realise she taught me that until I was older. And it's such a powerful thing. When someone hugs you, don't let go. Because interaction is so important in connection. I've learned that from having my kids. Do you know what I mean? I delve into them. I pour into them as much as possible. Connection. It's so important.
Yeah, there's a thing as well. I think if you hug someone for over 8 seconds, I think the endorphins goes through. I think it lowers cortisol. But there's something powerful in a hug for more than 8 seconds. But we don't. It's all handshakes. It's all high fives.
That's a relationship by 8 seconds.
You know, how was that? Who was the first person who ever listened to you?
Listen to me, bro.
Or believed in what you were saying?
Probably you. No one, bro. No one believed me when I was younger. No one still don't. So actually 3 years ago, I actually contacted the Coventry City Council and actually got all my paperwork from when I was in the care system, mate. It's probably about 4,000 pages. I'm just like, how can people not see that the shit I was going through? Everything points to it. Do you know what I mean? A logical mind with any intelligence can see this kid is being abused. Do you know what I mean? And they just overlook shit. It's just another pen pusher. Do you know what I mean? I can remember, it's just, they write shit down for ticking boxes with kids. That's all we are, ticking boxes in the care system. It's rife then, it's rife now. It's probably even worse now. Do you know what I mean? Just because it's coming to a light doesn't mean it's any worse. It's been there for, since day dot.
Yeah, well, suicide and mental health spoke about more than ever, but yet there's more people suicidal than ever. So as much as we speak about it, it doesn't get the answers that you need sometimes. No. You know, like speaking about it's great, but it's really to get into that internal inner child, understanding the trauma. And the majority of people in prison, if you actually understood why they're there, who they were, what they done when they grew up, what their parents were like, you would understand people a whole lot more and actually not feel sorry for them. That's the wrong sort of term, but you would have, you would understand. Okay, like I understand you now. People, because even when you grow up, when someone looks at you, you think, who are you fucking looking at? You get your back up straight away. You're just scared that they see you for who you are.
Yeah.
Scared, vulnerable, you know. And I think we're all all men struggle with that now. You're in a bar, or you're walking down the street, and someone's looking at you. You think, what's he looking at? You start getting paranoid.
Yeah.
You know, and you think, do they see me? You know, and I think we're very good at masking myself, you, everyone, but men especially, we're very good at everything's sweet.
Yeah.
When you actually break it all down, I think
we're all broken, bro.
Majority are struggling, no matter who we are or what we have.
That's always good to be kind, bro. Even around here, bro, walking around, you know what I mean? The amount of times I get stared at and looked at, like, but I always just like smile back, say, you good. Do you know what I mean? It's something, because I used to be very aggressive, bro. Do you know what I mean? People used to look at me the wrong way. That's it, fight, I'm game.
That's a defense mechanism.
100%, bro. Just scared. I was a scared little boy, bro. Do you know what I mean? I've only turned into a man the last couple of years, realistically, from being a dad.
What's the worst experience you had as a kid? Can you talk about it?
It's being abused, bro, I think. Being abused, being told to take my clothes off, play with myself, touch them there. Yeah, it's ruined my relationships, bro. I haven't got a healthy relationship. I've never had a healthy, I self-sabotage so much in my relationships. Everything's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Sexually as well. I don't think enough men speak about it when you've been abused like that. Like, you question your sexuality, bro. Do you know what I mean? Not many people speak about it. I'm just like, fucking, because that's happened to me. Am I gay? Do you know what I mean? You look inwards and it's just like, you stay away from everyone then. Do you know what I mean? Even when you're touched, I have no emotional connection sometimes when I have sex. Having BPD, like the emotional trauma from my childhood, it's completely rewired my brain. So I have to really be conscious how I talk, act, influence people around me, my emotions, because if I don't, I could be happy one minute, on a bridge the next. So my regimes every day and my structure has to be fucking bang on. And my boundaries have to be bang on. People think I can be controlling. I am controlling to myself, because if I don't have that structure, I could be at a bridge, bro.
Do you think it's easier when you're alone?
Yeah. It's a calming mechanism, coping mechanism, isn't it? It's like, I love being alone. But when do you segregate that from being solitude or loneliness? There's a different thing. When you isolate, bro, there's two options you can go down. You can isolate yourself, go into solitude, work on yourself, how you need to improve yourself, how have you spoke to people that day, and that's what I do with journaling. What have I done that day? Or if you go to loneliness, you're going to seek validation, sex, drugs, alcohol. What are you feeling and not putting back out to the world?
Your journal, let's get this. You gave me a journal here. Where can people buy this?
Yeah. It's all on my links.
Where can people buy it?
So if you go onto my social media, Mindset Soldier, it's on there. And I've written that myself. How I do my daily practices every morning, gratitude trackers. There's a quote from every video I've nearly done. I've done thousands of videos, and it gives you a prompt every day. People don't realize how powerful journaling can be. And it was a prompt for me a couple of years ago when I did a public speaking course, and I never wrote down my emotions because I was dyslexic, always struggled with reading and writing. And when I actually wrote down a bad part about my life, about my mum, I fucking broke down, bro. I was like, this is powerful. This is allowing me to process emotions that I've never processed. And that's where my kind of journey with becoming the Mindset Soldier came along, is writing all my emotions down, processing them. And that's why it's so important with journaling.
How hard is that as a kid to be screaming for help, cutting yourself, telling people you're being abused and no one listens, and they just move on?
There's like 8 billion people in the world, bro, and you feel lonely. And I've still got that now. You're probably like yourself, bro. You could be in a club with fucking hundreds of people and you just feel lonely. You don't feel connected to anyone. I feel that I get a very big urge of disconnection from people. I don't feel safe around people. By myself, I'm okay. I always think people are going to fuck me over. Majority of people are. Do you know what I mean? There's not many good people out there but have good intentions. It's normally people that have been through horrific stuff, like myself and you, that have been through hardship, actually are trustworthy. Do you know what I mean? You can gauge it as a man, do you know what I mean? Kind of straight away.
Homeless, did you run away a couple of times when you were in the care system?
The care system, yeah. I actually ran away in France, bro. I don't know why. I can't even speak French.
How did you get there?
So I was with the Jenkins at the time, went abroad, and I wasn't seeing contact with my mum, because I used to see my mum every second Tuesday. We used to go like McDonald's and stuff, and they stopped that contact. They didn't tell me why. They literally just stopped it. It's because she was on the drink again heavily. And I just couldn't deal with it. Every chance I'd get, I'd try and run away. Do you know what I mean? I had the police out in France, running away. I was near the beach. I just wanted to go and swim and just kill myself. Every opportunity I tried, there was always that back foot mind, just kill yourself, just do it. Do you know what I mean? Because I just didn't want to be around people. I hated it.
Yeah. How is that process when you want to end your life? Is that a relief or?
Yeah, good, bro. Like there's certain parts, I think I was just, you come to terms with it. Do you know what I mean? The first one was scream for help. I just want help. But then when you start to get used to it, I'm just like, I've created a habit here. Like every time I get into a depressive state, suicide's my first option. Do you know what I mean? Even now, like the last time I tried to commit suicide was only 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? The M6 and Junction 3 near Crawley stations, I nearly jumped off the bridge, bro. I had to be taught down by a copper. But my life was good then. But when things ain't going right, sometimes I can go into that depressive mood. My BPD comes up and I get very suicidal.
What is BBT?
BPD is like a personality disorder. It's strains of like EUPD. So
EPD.
BPD, then you got like the strain of EUPD, which is emotionality and stable personality disorder. Like there's ranges of it, everything kind of strains from like ADHD or chemical imbalance in your brain. I never really knew I had it until I just can't regulate my emotions properly. And that's why self-development is so important. Anyone that's got these mental health conditions, you need to go on courses, you need to learn how to regulate your emotions.
Yeah, it's difficult because no one wants to admit they're struggling. No one wants to admit their past. It's best just to leave it in the cupboard, you know. But once you open the floodgates, it's a painful experience, and it's understanding why people don't want to speak about it because it's probably more painful speaking about it than bottling it up. Bottling it up is just there. Yes, it's heavy. Everything in your body's heavy, your mind's heavy. But as soon as you open the gates, you realise the shit that you've actually been through. You realise that the shit that you've seen. And that's difficult. That's the painful thing. And going through change, no matter what it is, overcoming addictions, overcoming whatever it is you're battling, it then reminds you what the shit that you've done in the past, which is also painful. It's not a case of opening it up and speaking about it and life's going to be great. You're going to have to go through a process of absolute pain and more clouds and more misery. But through those dark clouds and misery, there is always light. And there's people went through so much trauma and pain in life that are doing amazing things.
100%, bro.
So it can be done. So you started running away, started getting, not getting any help, turned 18, 19. What was the decision to join the army?
So if we backtrack a little bit from when I was around about 15, 16, I started to get contact with my mum again, but she'd become quite abusive. I was dealing drugs, taking drugs across, well, the first time I took drugs, bro, remember Draw, back in the day, the brown, bro. I used to smoke that when I was like 9, 10 years old. And that's,
Solid.
Yeah. And that's where it used to, the hot rocks in your feeder tracksuits and that.
The burners. Yeah.
Everyone
People
knew
used to got them flames. The hash.
Yeah.
I think it was soft black. I never really smoked it. I took a bucket one time and I never touched it again.
It's nasty.
I ended up addicted to weed though in my 20s, but the hash was a different ball game. The soft black, I think it was called. I'm sure it was called that, but they used to smoke. We used to get like a fiver bit. It was a little triangle. They used to do buckets in school. I was playing football at the time, but the ones who were smoking it then, the majority of them are dead or they're still fucked up.
It's a harsh drug,
and it is the gateway to something. You'll tend to see the kids who smoke or drink or take some sort of drugs. Back then, this minor, I think it was classed as a B or a C back then, but they used to do buckets at lunchtime and stuff, and people used to take a whitey. Be sick. And I remember taking a bucket and I thought, fuck that, I'm not doing that again, because I felt dazed for days.
It's horrible.
Oh,
the amount of times I put a whitey off it, bro.
Yeah.
You just try and get used to it.
We used to do cans. Well, they used to do cans. They used to get like a can of Coke and a pin and put little cans out. And
mine was a panda pot. Remember the panda pot?
Yeah. But even though you know it's wrong, it was still cool. I like to hang around with these boys because it felt cool. The people are smoking hash. You felt like the bad man or the bad boys or whatever, but you'll tend to see none of them are doing anything with their life. They're still stuck in that low vibration, and you tend to see from a very young age who's going to do well and who's not.
It's sad, isn't it?
There's only a very, very 0.1% who really shock people and overcome adversity to then do something in their life, but a big majority stay in that very dark hole.
Definitely. That's where it kind of started for me, taking drugs. Drinking at a very young age, like 19 years old, drinking alcohol, watching my mum doing it because I didn't know why she was doing it. So I tried to get connection with her. So I'd start drinking, like, why are you doing this? Why are you connecting me? Do you know what I mean? And around about 15, 16, started dealing drugs across Birmingham and Coventry, just weed and that, trying to get some money. And then actually, one of my friends who I actually was dealing drugs with, he went on his deen. He was like Muslim. He was like, come to the mosque with me, bro. And I was just like, nah, fuck that, bro. Absolutely not. Kept asking me. He's like one of my really good friends. So I went to the mosque with him and that, went into it quite a little bit and actually converted to Islam when I was 16, bro. Do you know what I mean? It was a big step for me. But I think it was more the community for me. Do you know what I mean? I never had anyone. They fed me. They housed me when I had nothing. Do you know what I mean? It was the community thing. Learned Arabic, prayed, stayed in Leicester's mosque, the main mosque. Stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing Jummah, praying. But I just never had the answers. And when I was 16, my mum lived around the corner from the mosque that I actually converted at. And I didn't see him from my mum for around about 6 months. And I went to the mosque and I spoke to one of the mullahs there, Dawood, his name was, this David in Arabic. And that's what I converted my name to as well. And we were speaking, we were conversing and that, and he was just like, how did your mum and dad feel about you converting your family? I said, look, I don't speak to my mum, she lives around the corner. It's in Coventry, Paradise. And I hadn't spoken to her about 6 months, she's quite abusive and stuff. I said, I don't know my real dad. He said, look, you need to go and speak to your mum, like something don't seem like something bad's going to happen. Didn't really take a knowledge of it. So it was like a Wednesday evening. Remember Footballers' Wives?
Yeah.
Remember that sick programme, bro?
It's like a Monday, Tuesday night that was on, or a Thursday.
Yeah. So I was watching that and I remember around about 7:30, 8 o'clock, just knock on the door. You could, a police knock. It's like, fuck. So I tried to hide the drugs and stuff like that. I was like, right, I'm going to get fucking raided here or something. And my stepdad opened the door. He was like, oh, is David Smith there? He said, yeah, he's upstairs. What's he done? I was like, fuck's sake. I could hear it over the balcony. He was just like, oh, we just want to pass on that Marie Gretty Smith passed away. I just fucking sunk, bro. I just couldn't. Like my mum, like I haven't seen her 6 months. Just got, I couldn't believe it. So I literally, then my stepdad shouted up. He was like, David. I was like, Dad. He was like, did you hear that? I said, yeah. Never got any emotional support. Do you know what I mean? So I just put my shoes on, ran from Holbrooks all the way down to Paradise. Furthest I've ever ran. Do you know what I mean? Knocking at the door, couldn't believe she was fucking dead. Just fucking stood there crying, bro. Just couldn't believe my mum was gone. I didn't have that opportunity to mend anything. And that's why I try not to live by regrets. We've all got them, but that's one of my biggest regrets is not doing that, because when we went through her belongings and stuff like that, she had a diary. It was purple. It's her favourite colour. And she wrote my birthday because I'm a Valentine's baby. She died in March. And she written there, like, I really miss my boy. I feel like I'm dying from a broken heart. Fucking hell, like 4 weeks later, she actually died from a broken heart attack. And it was just like, I didn't know how to comprehend that. And I went back to the mosque trying to get some clarification and stuff. And they were just like, it's God testing you. I was like, I just couldn't comprehend that, bro. 16. Do you know what I mean? So I turned my back on the faith a little bit. I just couldn't comprehend it. And then fell out with my stepdad. He was quite abusive at the time as well. It was a bit of violence and back and forth. But I was a cheeky kid, so I deserved the slap now and again. Like it makes you kind of think. And then, I was pushing the street. I had to go homeless, bro. I was living on the streets about 2 years, living in hostels, halfway houses, anywhere I could kind of sleep. Trying to get accommodation. I tried to join the military, but couldn't because I had no registered address. I was homeless. So I had to go through the process of registering myself homeless to try and get accommodation, halfway houses and stuff like that. And that's where my journey started at 19 and joined the military, bro.
How was it, homeless? Did you feel safer actually being homeless? I done a documentary where I slept on the streets for 7 days. But after 3-4 days, you kind of... I was waking up sometimes thinking, is this my life? I thought I was hallucinating sometimes because you're always on guard. You don't really sleep because I was always hearing noises and I didn't want anybody...
Everything's different.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody to plug me or whatever. And I seen people getting urinated on and some homeless men get shat on. Like, it's fucking filthy, but it's a weird little world. But you can understand why a lot of people who I was interviewing were not on drink or drugs at the time. They just had nowhere to go, wanted to run away from home and run away from the care system. The drink and the drugs became their warmth.
Yeah.
It became their family. It became their escape. It wasn't because they were addicts and
That's
then
what they
become
say about
home.
heroin, don't they?
Yeah, they weren't addicts before they hit the street. They hit the street and realised nobody cares, nobody loves me. Thousands of people walk by me every day. And that's the sad reality is human beings, nearly 9 billion people on the planet, and there's people dying on the street all around the world.
next to us.
Yeah, and yet we're so caught up in our own little world, including myself. I've wouldn't say fell away from it. I still do charity work for the homeless, but not as much as I should because you get caught up in your own shit sometimes, your own importance.
Yeah, of course.
But when you actually walk by homeless people as somebody's son or daughter, you don't realise the extent. Why are we not doing enough to help our own, help our people, you know? Like, it should start from home. Charity should start from home. We should be doing enough to help everyone on the streets, everybody with mental health what we can, because there's just so big numbers. We've let the fucking place go to shit, you know?
Oh, this country, 100%. It's not safe to fucking live in, bro.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go in this country, it's not safe to live in, bro, at all. Do you know what I mean? It's just, same with veterans on the street. It's fucking diabolical, bro. Do you know what I mean? I support it 100%. People unfollow me because I support veterans that are on the streets and trying to help them. Do you know, I've had people fucking message me like, I'm unfollowing you because of that. I couldn't give a fuck, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It shows the person that you are. Do you know what I mean? Follow me because I'm trying to help veterans get off the street or try support through my social media. God's given me a platform to help people. That's how I see it.
I'm the same. Charity starts at home. We should be helping the people here first. Why is there people, veterans, fighting for their country, but nobody fights for them when they come home? That there should be enough support mentally, even for anybody in the police service, the fire brigade, the ambulance, but the things and the traumatic experiences they have to go through on a daily basis, 24/7, is unbelievable. I grew up to hate the coppers. Fucking hate them. All my family were dodgy. So when they used to come to the door, we never answered the door. No matter who it was.
Fuck off, mate.
Everybody hide behind the couch. Doesn't matter who it was. The door never got answered because we had a special whistle. Somebody would whistle, so we know it was one of our own.
Show me the whistle, bro.
There was like a whistle we used to do, and we know it was one of our own, because the next door Jean, she was dodgy as fuck, and everybody was always active or up to something. But I grew up to hate them. It's not until recently I realised what they actually go through to choose that job, to then see the things that they see on a daily basis, the traumatic experiences, and yet there's fucking no help for coppers.
There's still calls for them, bro. Do you know what I mean? The shit they go through. Same as soldiers. We ain't appreciated in this country. Americans, bro, when we speak to Americans, like I've done a couple of tours of Afghan, mate, like the admiration they show, bro, is unreal. Do you know what I mean? The hug, congratulated, let me buy you this, mate, here, a cup of coffee. Here, you just spat and called baby killers. Do you know, we are babies as well, bro. Do you know, I joined them at 19, bro. I was wet behind the ears, bro, and go straight into Afghan. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
Was there any scary experiences on the streets?
There was a couple, bro. You just feel unsafe. Every opportunity, like people either ignore you, do you know what I mean? Try and rob you when you've even got nothing to do. You're scared. Like even when, I think the main thing is I never used to try and stay in town centres Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because that's when people were drinking. They didn't give a shit. They'll throw shit at you, throw beer at you, fucking, do you know what I mean? Food at you, kick you. They wouldn't really care about you. Do you know what I mean? So you used to move outside the city. Because if you notice, people obviously ask for money through the weekends and stuff like that. Because people have got money, then you would move away. And that's why I try to process it, bro.
So you tried to go into the army 19?
19, yeah.
Big decision for you?
No plan B, bro. That was it. It was literally plan A. I had no, what the fuck was I going to do? Live back on the streets. Did that, bro. Basic training, 2009, 25th of January, started. 9 months of training, and literally about 2 months before I was supposed to pass out, I got notified my real dad passed away. I had no emotional connection to it, bro. Didn't know what to do. If I took time off, the DS there said to me, like the staff was just like, we're going to have to back squad you. So back squad, I have to start probably from the beginning of my training. And that was my first, I think, realisation, like no one's going to help you. And stop giving up your opportunities for people that have had opportunities for you. I was like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm carrying on. I'll deal with this shit when I'm done with it. Passed out of training, and got best recruit, bro. Out of nearly 100 soldiers, I got best recruit. Do you know what I mean? I was just like mad. Like the best soldier out of 100 soldiers, and 9 months ago I was living on the streets. It's mad.
I had interviewed Chris Ryan. He was it the longest escape? They'd done SAS, but he was saying because he used to do SAS selection, and he says the majority of kids who are in the SAS come from the broken home, being abused, and that's what makes them the strongest soldiers, because they don't want to quit.
How can you break the unbreakable?
Yeah. You know,
it's like nearly I think it's around about 70%. Well, this is like it's statistics from years ago. Nearly 70% of people that go into the military, especially the infantry, normally come from broken homes, and that's a higher percentage now. It's mad.
But it's in a perfect world there shouldn't be any wars, and it's mad how kids can join at 16 and 17. But if you've not got anything, then it is the perfect escape. You're getting money, you're getting fed, you've got a brotherhood, you've got something to fight for, what you think you're fighting for anyway. But it is a sense of grooming as well. If you've not got anything, you're the broken kid. Listen, we can protect you, we can do this. But then there's no protection once you're
built to be a weapon, bro.
Yeah, you're a machine.
And, yeah, 100%. And you are in the infantry, especially. Like I was in the Grenadier Guards, you're built to be a weapon. You kill first, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's the mentality. So when you're coming off tour, my brain couldn't like comprehend what was the difference sometimes. So when I was 19, passed out, obviously then found out my real dad passed away. Within 2 months, I was a battle casualty replacement on my first tour of Afghan. But my dad, madly enough, like he fucked off to London. He had another family. I tried to find my sister. I'm still trying to find her. I've got a half sister somewhere. His name was John Atkins. He lived in Bald Hill, but he moved back to Coventry about a year or two before he passed away. I think it was suicide, bro, because he was diabetic type 1. He just completely stopped taking care of himself, went into a diabetic coma and killed himself. But he actually wrote a letter to me. So he used to come and watch me play basketball most nights. didn't even fucking know, bro. Like, where he lived, I used to play basketball like 3-4 times a week. He used to come and watch me, bro. I never had the courage to come and say hello. I was just like, I never want to be that person that has that regret of not coming over to speaking to my son. Do you know what I mean? It's heavy to take that on, like, the amount of guilt and remorse he probably had as a dad. He never had the fucking balls to come and speak to me, bro. Like, I don't want to be like him.
Does that upset you?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have changed the whole course of my life. Do you know what I mean? At 5, 6 years old when I was being abused, if he was around, he could have come and got me out of care. Do you know what I mean? I can put a lot of blame on him, but I won't. Like, the world's evil sometimes, but he could have stopped a lot of pain. But I thank him for it, because I'm here helping people.
Do you think he knew what you were going through though?
Nah, not at all, bro. Didn't have a fucking clue. Why would he? Do you know what I mean? It's easy to move on, make another family. He's trying to forget about it. That's what a lot of men do. We just try and forget about the pain. Do you know what I mean? So we try and make something out of it.
Like we spoke about earlier, it's the easy option to just lock everything up, move on and try and forget. But the guilt is always there. The pain is always there, because as a human, whatever, as a soul, there's something that tells us you're not doing it right here.
Yeah.
You're not doing the right thing, but we just block it out, and that's when people become suicidal. That's when they then dabble in drink and drugs and try and block it out and forget. Just makes it 100 times worse. It eventually does reach the top of that peak, and it just fucking all comes squatting down.
Everywhere it's coming out, bro.
Yeah, and
like I say, people are a sponge, bro. Do you know what I mean? They absorb everything around them, whether it's negativity. As soon as you squeeze that fucking sponge, bro, it's coming out. It's not just leaking, it's out.
What was your first tour?
So my first tour was 2009. It's a winter tour. Yeah, it was mad. That definitely turned me into a boy from a man.
How so?
Just first contact, I remember it, literally, the endorphins and serotonin were just hyped. Like, as soon as I was being shot at and UGL'd or rocket launched, like, you look at your mate and you just start laughing, like that nervous laughter, like, fucking hell, I've just been fucking shot at. Yeah, mate, you need to shoot back, mate. Do you know what I mean? So then you start regulating yourself a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? It was mad. That tour was horrific. There was a lot of deaths on that tour, like quadruple amputees, multiple amputees, seeing people blown up, kids being shot, killed. It's mad, but it's just processing that at 19 was hard enough anyway. But then with the trauma that you've been through, I was kind of built for it, bro. Like, I didn't buckle. Like, everyone knew me through the military. It's Smudge, they call me, obviously Smith for the military. I never buckled under pressure, bro, until I was by myself. And that's when I started to buckle. On the tour, gleaming soldier, first in combat. Do you know what I mean? I would push people out of the way to take a bullet for them. That was kind of my forte. Then coming back off that tour, that's when it kind of worsened for me. I didn't really regulate properly, drink, drugs again, the same kind of thing. Young lad, thinking you're invincible, going out, fighting. Do you know what I mean?
Did you ever kill anyone?
On tour, I don't tell people about stuff like that, just because it's not a nice thing to have. Do you know what I mean? Whether you've killed someone or not, you shouldn't glorify it. You're taking other people's life, even if they are evil and they're doing evil. I don't think you should glorify that. It's something like a brotherhood you keep. In the military, you don't tell anyone that you've killed anyone. You speak to yourself and your comrades about it. But there's been some very fucking dark situations, and that's all right.
How is that when you see brothers, if you're growing a connection and probably felt love for the first time from building that community, to seeing them being killed, to seeing them losing limbs?
It's hard, bro. Do you know what I mean? But what the military teach you, I think, is freaking amazing. I think every boy and woman should go in the military, bro, at some point in their life, because it teaches you something in the military called C drills, which is courage, discipline, respect, integrity, loyalty, and selfless commitment. Them things I put in every situation in my life. Do you know what I mean? See my mates being shot, stabbed, blown up, defecated. Do you know what I mean? It's a shock, bro. But the training just kicks in, and the training never failed me. What I was training for, you don't know until you go through it. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can join the military, but everyone's a soldier. And I always say that. I was born to be a soldier from the shit I've been through. And most people in the military, like you say, come from broken homes. They are built for chaos, bro. I don't do good and calm. I can't sit by myself. I would like, do you know what I mean? I just can't sit still. There's chaos. I'm there. I'm in it. I'm always attracted towards it, because the chaos just brings me a bit of calmness.
What's the worst thing you've seen?
On my second tour, my good friend John Dawson, I went through training with, named Puddin, he got shot in the head by a sniper. Yeah. Fish got a fucking fat head though. If it was me, bro, I would have been fucking dead.
To survive.
Yeah, he survived, bro. So coming off the first tour, I became a Lance Corporal, physical training instructor. Went for a bit of mental health problems, do you know what I mean? Drink, drugs, fighting. Got done for ABH, GBH. Talk about them. The second tour, 2012, was very kinetic. Summer tour, do you know what I mean? Then the Taliban were trying to keep their poppies and their fields safe, do you know what I mean? So they'd kill anyone around it because that's the poppy, the money, the heroin, do you know what I mean? So we'd go there, cut them down. Every time we stuck into the green zone, bro, it was a firefight. Someone got shot, killed, or fucking blown up every single time. It was horrific, that tour. I think there was over 100 injuries, 5 deaths. But on that day, my mate John Dawson got shot. The atmosphere just changed, bro. Like, soldiers have sixth sense. Their intuition, they have sixth sense. They're 5 and 20s. Something just wasn't right that day. The atmosphere changed. People wasn't around. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, something's going to go wrong today. Just felt it. And we took over a compound. We got ambushed and took over a compound. And when I was moving into the compound, John Dawson, to stop for that? Or?
I know.
John Dawson came inside with me. We were like, right, these are the arcs. Went outside. Went to the corner of the building. We started giving return fire, me and Ali Engum. And I remember John Dawson taking his rifle. We're still getting fucking shot at, mate, from this mosque on the far left-hand side. And John Dawson had a hard cock, so when the bullets got jammed, he started taking his rifle like apart. This was John, bro. When we were still being shot, I'm like, John, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're taking part of your weapon when you're still getting shot. He was like, oh, sorry, mate. It's like, fucking get down, take it. So I ended up grabbing his weapon system, jamming it, hitting it, and the round. I remember the round going in the end. I ended up catching that round and putting it in my off spray. And I kept that round in there. Went back into the firefight. Firefight dived off a little bit, then went back into Sergeant Shepherd, told him, like, these are the arcs. We need to move from this position and take over another compound. We needed to search the area as much as possible to try and find where the sharpshooter was, or this sniper. And there was a mosque, and the platoon commander at the time wouldn't allow us to go in the mosque to check because it was against their religion and stuff. I said, look, I'll convert to Islam. Let me speak to the mullah and see if we can go in there. Wouldn't have it, bro. I was like, there's something wrong here. So we took over a compound, and then it was me and John Outward on top of the compound. We were taking over the arcs. He was the sharpshooter. So about 45 minutes, we were checking the area, doing 360s. Couldn't find anything. Not being shot at, because they were like baiting. They're called baiting ops. So we'd go out literally to get shot at, bro. So when they shoot back at us, then we can, under card alpha rules, we can shoot back at them. Nothing happened for about 45 minutes, an hour. John Dawson took over my position, and Engum took over John Outward's position. When John Dawson came up, I told him the arcs, look out for the compound and in the mosque, make sure you're keeping your eyes out, make sure you got your 5 and 20s and all arcs. If you have a drink, bro, just fucking get down on your back bucket and drink, because there was divots where like the sundial was. Make sure you're down so you're less of a target. He's like, yeah, sound, bro. Got back off the building, took my off-spray off, helmet, put my rifle down, literally had flip-flops and my trousers on, and all you heard was, bam. Like, so I looked in the compound, maybe looking up, shouted at Engum, like, Engum, where are you? He was in shell shock. He was just like, I said, where the fuck is Dawson? Where is he? He just pointed at him. I was like, fuck's sake. So I got the ladder, went up, no body armor, no helmet, or nothing. Seen Dawson just killed over. I was like, fuck. So got on top of the compound, went over to him, trying to check where the entry and exit wound was. Couldn't find anything, still getting fucking shot at. So I grabbed his body, pulled it, covered my body with his, just in case he got shot. Then if he's already been shot, then he's going to be in a very worse position or possibly dead. So I covered him in my body so he didn't get shot again. Trying to check where everything is, check his cock, balls, everywhere like that. Trying to check entry routes, your arsehole, your ears, see where the blood's coming from. Couldn't see anything, but then I tilted his head and you could see it. So he's been shot from the bottom left-hand side of his jaw. It come out of the top of his head, the round. Because probably like, you know, rounds are made to do as maximum damage as possible. As soon as it goes into your body, it's best to ricochet as much as possible.
Dum be that.
Yeah. So it just literally goes in, ricochets as much as possible to get as much damage as possible and then come out. Tilted it. There's not much you can do with a head injury, bro. You can't put any head com on it. You can't do anything with it. You can't put a tourniquet around his neck to stop the bleeding. It's like, fuck, because he was choking on his blood. So I tilted his head. Still getting fucking shot at, kept fucking ducking. Don't know why I'm ducking like I'm fucking Matrix or something. But it's initial reaction in it, you hear it. So I was shouting down, give them cover and fire while I took over Dawson, dragged him up, got him into a bit of cover, tilted his end, pulled his tongue out, and he was just lifeless, bro. It was like a ton of weight. Like he must have weighed about 90k anyway. Osprey on top of that, it's about 120, 125 kg. But when adrenaline's kicking in, you can do a lot of things. Got them to take over the fire. They were doing that, giving me support fire. Went over to the medic, got John Dawson up, put him down to the medic, got him down. I remember my mate Charlie Leonard, he was at the bottom of the fucking the ladders. I said, move your head, bro, because I'm tilting it down. He just didn't listen to me. So as I've tilted him, all the blood has just gone straight in his mouth. We were just laughing. Like, the dark sense of humour in the military, bro. I was like, fucking hell, mate. Like, you can't have that. Got him down off the compound, took him over to the medic. The medic took over. I took over the firefight. Literally got the rocket launcher, which is a 66. You literally just snap it, crack it, and pop it. Literally did that, hit the fucking mosque, stopped the compound, and they hit the compound and stopped the firefight. It just went dead. Trying to look out for arcs, the sharpshooter. It went for about 5-10 minutes. Got support fire from the jets coming over, so support. So we're dropping flares and stuff like that to try and disperse them a little bit. And the firefight stopped. Went over to John Dawson. I thought he was just gone, bro. Like, I was like, there's no way he's fucking survived that, being shot at the head. And he fucking started talking. I was like, fucking hell, mate. He was like, what's gone on? And he tilted his head. I said, bro, you just fell off the building and that. And I remember him checking and that. He had one of his gloves. He ended up putting his fucking finger in his head, bro. Like, I was like, yeah, that's a bit too far, bro. I was like, you sound, bro, you're good. Just keep talking. We're like that. Heli come in. Heli did like a fucking handbrake turn, mate. They're amazing, the Mercs. Straight down, got him out the compound, got him on the heli. He went to Bastion, and then we kind of made a plan. So I was like, right, me, the section commander, the platoon commander made a plan, was like, lads, get your helmets, put them on top of the compound so we can see, because I was like, well, I need to think where this fucking shooter is. Put them on top of the compound around it. So for instance, one of them helmet gets shot. If he thinks it's someone, we know what arcs that sharpshooter is at. Nothing happened. So we're like, we need to bug out about 4 o'clock in the morning, just before sunrise. Got everything together. Literally just made a beeline, mate, for the compound. Literally, as soon as we left that compound, bro, we were just fucking shooting, dropping bods. Like, there was left, right, the sharpshooter. I remember outward, popped to guys straight away. They were just popping up shooting us, but they'd have kids. You know, the little kids with them and that. I don't know if they were their own kids and that, having kids with them, so we wouldn't shoot back, stuff like that. But some of us have got good aim, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just popping on UGLs, is an underslung grenade launcher, just popping them. Literally just a beeline, bro, because we're running out of ammo, no food. Do you know what I mean? We were left there to be by ourselves, so we had to make it. If we didn't, mate, we would have been fucking slaughtered, 100%.
Yeah, that must be difficult calls. Who did I have on? Is it Chris? Sniper? But he said it was a woman.
Yeah, Chris, I listened to a lot of stuff, mate.
Yeah,
amazing.
The woman and the child, but it was walking towards the soldiers, and they kept saying, stay back, and they kept walking and walking. They had to make that decision. They had to kill them both.
Yeah,
but they have suicide vests on, but that must be one of the worst decisions you can ever make, being on tour, is having to make a decision of a woman and child, you know, but you've got your own to protect. Like, it is mad, those sort of decisions that soldiers have to make.
You have to, and that's why we are called freaking baby killers, but you've got to think the people that are holding the kids, they're the worst ones, bro. Do you know what I mean? They're making that decision because they know you can't shoot. They're using that as a shield, bro. We use ourselves as shield soldiers, not fucking kids and mothers and stuff like that. It's horrific. Their thought process must be so fucking backwards. That's what I've seen out there, bro. From the Islam side of it, the westernized to the easternized, how they literally brainwash people in that country, bro, is mad. It's backwards, bro. It's not good.
Brainwash in what sense?
With fear. Like, I personally think out there, they were run with fear. Like, the Taliban run with fear. ISIS run with fear. Like, Islam out there was run with fear. Like, if you don't do that, we're going to kill your kids. We're going to kill your whole family. We're taking over the fields. Do you know what I mean? And realistically, it should be a community like Islam is. Do you know what I mean? You build a support, love, appreciation. Nothing out there, bro. It was like...
How much money do you think the poppy fields are worth? Billions or what?
Yeah, 100%, bro. There was a lot of times I thought, I'm going to fucking start putting this in my suitcase, bro. 100 millions, mate. Square mile field, you're talking tens of millions, bro. Millions, bro. And then we'll burn it, take it down. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to fight. Do you know what I mean? It's their property.
Why burn that?
And to get it out, so they can't crop it again. Do you know what I mean? What they do on the heroin, so you see the bulbs of it, and what they'll do, I've got pictures of it, they'll slice it to see when it's ready. So they know. So when it starts oozing out, they know the heroin's ready, then they can crop it. Do you know what I mean? There's only certain times they can do that. If we're surrounded them, they can't harvest it. That's why they use farmers to harvest it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not going to be the Taliban.
You get your morphine and that from them as well. It's like such a big business.
It's huge, bro.
But I question that, why they send the troops to some of these places as well. Is it for the poppy field? Is it for the gold and the oil? We know it is a majority of the time, but Did you ever question why you were there at that time when you started seeing how much destruction was getting caused, or were you just happy to be part of something?
Like you said, they're happy to be part of something. I won't fight for Queen and Country, bro. I don't care about that. Absolutely not. Queen and Country, what have they ever done for me? My brother to the left and right, me, and the four in the back. That's what I'm fighting for. Do you know what I mean? That's the communication we have, the connection we have. Do you know what I mean? I'll die for my brothers, and I still would. If one of my friends from the military now called us up, that's what's really good with the brotherhood. I don't care if you're 200-300 miles away, bro. I'm there. And that's what you have, that because you've been through traumatic things together. I ain't fighting for Queen and Country. What have they ever done for me? What are they allowing to do to this country? It's diabolical, bro.
I interviewed as well Toby. Unbelievable. He gets shot in the nut, but he's paralysed from the waist down, but the neck down, but still doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Nothing but love for him, and it shows you the mindset of a soldier can be. Listen, there's a lot of soldiers take their own life as well. There's a lot of people in all walks of life take their own life, and it can go one way or the other no matter what you do. And I'd imagine seeing those traumatic experiences what could push you over the edge, but you thrived in the chaos. You felt more alive because it took you away from the pain of the past because there was so much noise. Which
I loved the fucking aggression. We thrived off it, bro. I was frothing, bro. Everyone knew me. Do you know what I mean? If there was a problem, get smudged.
Do you think you're the perfect soldier then?
100%. Because I was broken. I had nothing to lose. Do you know what I mean? I put everyone else in front of me because I knew what the pain was like going through them traumatic things as a child, as a teenager. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want anyone to feel that pain. I didn't realise I was going through that at the time. Do you know what I mean? But even seeing John Dawson go through that, like survivor's guilt, was a big thing for me. That's what led me to try and commit suicide the first time. Because when we actually were on the building, bro, I've got pictures of it on my old freaking camera. Took photos of it. So when John Dawson was shot, I had to stag on the top of the compound after, and it was just blood, bro. I had to lie in his blood for about an hour or two. Do you know what I mean? I had to lie in his blood, and that was a recurring night terror for me when I come back from Afghan, like just being sunk, like I was like rigor mortis, bro. So when I came back from Afghan, trying to go to sleep, bro, I wouldn't sleep for 2-3 days. I was scared like a little bitch, bro, to go to sleep because everything was so real. My body was shook up, my eyes were open, I was screaming for help, but I was being dragged inside this blood in the compound constantly, being shot at. There's loads of things from Afghan that kept coming back up. I just couldn't get away from it, bro. The only thing that really took me away from it was ketamine and cocaine. Do you know what I mean? I wake up, take cocaine, go to sleep, taking ketamine. It got me away from it.
So see when you're going through it then, the process, and you're enjoying it, the chaos, the madness, obviously seeing your friend get shot, were you still suicidal at that time as well? You all
on tour?
Yeah.
No, not at all, because I had a purpose. That's what I think is very big for many, is having a purpose. When you've got purpose, bro, doesn't matter how small or big it is, you'll keep yourself alive. And that's why a lot of people, when they go through committing suicide or not leaving this earth, should we say, they latch onto anything to have purpose. Do you know what I mean? Like a woman with a cat, she never killed herself because she's got to look after the cats. There's always a little thing there. And coming back off that tour, seeing John Dawson survive, I didn't know he was alive, bro, for like nearly 4 or 5 weeks. Coming back off that tour, seeing him, it's like that scene from Batman, I think it's Two-Face, you know, where he's in the bed and he literally tilts. Fuck it, I've got a dark sense of humor. I just fucking laugh, bro. I was like, what the fuck, bro? You can put cornflakes in there and eat it. Because his head was just concave, bro. It was I said, next time, man, I want to bring some Cocoa Pops and pour it in there. But it was just, it helps the process of trauma. Mental health doesn't have to be doom and gloom and negativity. You can laugh through it. Do you know what I mean? And that was a big process, I think, of his healing journey. Do you know what I mean? How can someone who's been shot in the head still get through, but I've got no wounds visibly? I'm breaking.
So what is that then? What you says there, the trauma one, with you, the survivor's guilt. What is
Survivor, you've never heard of it?
No.
So survivor's guilt is sometimes when you're in a situation with a person or environment where someone dies where you think you should have died. A lot of soldiers get that, and that's a stream from PTSD, because there's numerous times in that tour, one of my mates, Michael Holmes, when we were coming back off one of these baiting ops, it wasn't long after John Dawson, we were coming back, we're beelining for the compound. We were home straight, bro. Do you know what I mean? There was about 200 meters and we were home straight. And that's where skill fade kind of comes in. You become complacent. Fucking hell, we're nearly home now. Do you know what I mean? We've been out for fucking a week. We're going to get some food and that. Your notional awareness goes down. Your intuition goes down. Your instincts start to go down. That's where you're very vulnerable. And the Taliban know that. Coming back in, I was the second man in from Hollis. Next minute, it's a pull cord. So literally an ID went off. Bam. Like that. Michael Holmes got blew up at the back. literally, I've turned around, there's clips on your off spray in the day sack on, literally just clip, bam, bam. I was the first on the scene, bro. Bam, got him, seen him. The medic was blew up as well, gave him first aid, turned my attention to Michael Holmes, but everyone was just shell-shocked, bro. It was just gone. I don't think if I wasn't there, it did say it, the other medic said if I wasn't there, he would have lost his leg and died. Because literally picked up his leg, I picked up Michael's leg, and it literally just went like that. Because 6-inch sub, mate, straight off, I was like, fuck's sake. Grabbed his leg up, tourniqueted it, put it together, got Charlie Leonard as well, right, mate, keep that fucking there. He was fucking nearly being sick. I was, mate, fucking put it together, bro. Grabbed his fucking leg, took over the medic, Merc come in, took him off, and he survived that as well. When it's a running joke because he's got shitty tribal tattoo, but they had to do a skin graft, so he's got half of his fucking leg tattoo fucking on his arm, bro. So he's got like tribal off here, and now it's on his leg, but it's the shape of a fucking cock. So it's funny. I think he's living. I'm sure he's living out in Spain now. But yeah, they're doing good, bro.
Yeah, I've never thought of that about somebody getting a skin graft and they've got a tattoo. That I've never even crossed my mind. Would
Yeah,
have to get that if they've got a tattoo. What about the next tour? How many tours did you do?
So 2009, and that was my last tour. 2012. It was the best tour, but the most horrific tour because a lot of my friends got killed. 5 in total, a lot of injuries. James Ashworth, he got a VC, an amazing soldier. It's funny enough, the sniper got killed that day. So they had special forces on this op, and James, he took a grenade, was about to post a grenade. They took over this compound, the sharpshooter that actually, the sniper that actually shot John was in that building because they got the rifle, and that's how they could recognize it. And the Taliban were just over the top of the compound. He was hard crawling up, got up to the top of the compound. He was right ready to post a grenade. And literally, as he pulled the pin out, the black clip went to go up, lifted up above the compound. As he was about to throw it, the Taliban shot him, and literally the grenade blew him up. Do you know what I mean? It's horrific. Like, he got a VC for it, which he should. He was an amazing soldier. But it's mad what kids go through. Mad.
Yeah, what they see. How many of the Taliban was there?
Fucking loads, bro.
Was there?
They walk past you all the time. You can tell. Do you know what I mean? When we detain them and stuff like that, you know who they are, bro. Do you know what I mean? The way they hold the weapon systems, they'll have like bits of like gunpowder on them. You can tell where they've been using weapon systems a lot. You just like.
What about who's the youngest? Is it
Kids,
true that there's kids there at 8 and 9 using firearms?
What they'll do caches. So caches where you put loads of like money or weapon systems. They'd have it bunkered over with stuff. They'd run, grab the AK-47 or whatever weapon system. They'd just shoot in that general direction, hoping they'll kill one of us. Do you know what I mean? And put the weapon system down. Because as soon as they put the weapon system down, bro, you can't kill them.
So if they've killed one of the soldiers and they've not got a weapon, you can't kill them?
Because we can be actually
charged.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If they, for instance, if the Taliban's running away from us, they haven't got a weapon system and we want to shoot them, if we shoot them in the back, we can get done for that. What goes through his shoulder's mind? What am I fucking supposed to do? I don't give a fuck, man. Shoot him in the fucking back. Shoot him. Like, what? It's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? You're safe with your brothers. Do you know what I mean? If they've just killed it, not just that, it's just the amount of times I've had to stop myself, and then my mates have literally like slit in throats because we're detaining the Taliban. We know the Taliban. We know where they've been. We know where they're hiding. Do you know what I mean? And you can see it. And we're detaining them, taking them back to Bastion. And the amount of times I've tried to stop myself, I'm slitting their fucking throats because the anger, you're like, you've killed my mate. Do you know what I mean? To have that restraint not to kill someone. I know many soldiers go through it. It's a lot of resilience.
Yeah, it must be, especially if it's one of your brothers that's been killed.
Definitely, yeah.
You need to keep the peace from somebody who's done it. Especially if you've already got full anger and rage anyway. It's an easy target. It's an easy job.
Definitely, yeah.
So when did you start processing everything you'd went through on these tours? Is that a longer experience as well, like you went through as a kid? Like, what would you say, obviously what you went through as a kid's the worst thing a kid can go through, but obviously seeing the things in tours, whether you've killed, whether you've not killed, seeing people being killed, but what one would you say was the one who fucked you up the most, or that just come hand in hand, both similar?
I think it came up. I think physically, childhood, mentally, military. Just because the army broke me but made me. Like, I absolutely loved the military. Do you know what I mean? Loved it. It made me into a man. It made me a man with morals and character. But it also broke me, which needs to happen. But I think my childhood broke because I put myself in that situation with the military. I didn't do that as a kid. I had no one to help me. I was just a lonely little kid that got sexually, mentally, physically abused. Do you know what I mean? It's wrecked most of my life. It still does wreck my life, especially relationships with partners. Like, I don't know how to allow someone to love me, bro. I can't. I know it's a coping mechanism. I just can't. I self-sabotage every relationship. I don't know how to get past that, bro.
Yeah, that's, but like what you went through as a kid, it's like ripping your fucking soul out, innit? It's like, it has something, it must tarnish something, you know, and I've spoke to enough people who've went through it and to understand that. And like you say, with the military, it was more a mental battle, but it's made you stronger, it's made you a force to then overcome what you've went through. And we still think about mad shit. I know I'll say this, and I'm walking in the park and life should be great, bang, negative thought. But you're not happy today, that kid. And I can sit with that thought for 3-4 days.
Yeah.
And that's, the mind is such a powerful tool. And no matter how much you work at it or try and train it and try and do affirmations or journal or speak positivity, you can still have that fuck it button. The same as everybody. You think, you know what, fuck this. You know?
Daily, bro.
Yeah.
Daily, bro. I say to people, I'm the only life coach that haven't got his life together, bro. Completely fucked, bro. I'm so fucking heavily blessed, mate. No matter what comes at me now, it's just, I've tried to turn it around. I've struggled a lot. Do you know what I mean? Even going through that process when I came back off tour, it got even worse, bro. And that was, the war never left me, bro. I tried to extend my tour with the Queen's Company. I was like, I need to stay. I cannot go home, because they were staying out. They started later than us. They had another 3 months. I'm not going home. Please extend my tour. Please extend my tour. Begging them, like, I need to stay. I can't go back home. I've got no one to go home to anyway, bro. Do you know what I mean? But they couldn't because of the pay. Because when you go over a certain amount of time in Afghan, they have to pay you a bigger wage. It's easier just to send someone else out. Do you know what I mean? So I had to come back off tour. And I will always remember, bro, when we came back from tour, getting the heli over, getting the airplane over, getting the coach to Bryce Norton and coming back and going on the drill square, bro. I was scared, bro. More scared than I was in Afghan. Because everyone else's family's there, bro. I just was that lonely little kid again, that 5-year-old kid with a bin bag, clothes, no one to say hello to, no one to care for me. Everyone had family, kids. Just went straight back to my block, bro.
Is that the hardest part about it, the loneliness?
Broke me, bro. I'll never forget that. That just looked around. I remember my mate, Martin Nelson, amazing brother, bro. Like, he just come over, give me a hug. I remember seeing that, and I was just, yeah. The emotion still hits me now, because that broke me more than Afghan, bro. It was just like, when I went back to my room, I had no one again. I was just like, fuck's my purpose. Within weeks, mate, I was suicidal. Do you know what I mean? Started taking drugs again, trying to avoid stuff. The night terrors were horrific. Yeah.
It's that abandonment, and it's that disconnect of not having human connection or a human another human there, you know, and coming back from the brotherhood and wanting to die for each other and kill each other. Was there times over there you wish you would have died? Or was that a bit far-fetched?
I wanted to, bro, really. I know that was my purpose. I never took a knee. Whenever I was being shot, I never took a knee. Do you know what I mean? Everyone that I was on tour with can vouch for that. I didn't. I put myself in front of people who were being shot at. Like, if I seen people on their back buckle trying to fucking shoot, I was like, get the fuck up. Like, do you know what I mean? We're trying to kill the enemy here. I wasn't scared one bit. I was fearful, bro. I was a scared little bull, but the adrenaline just took over me, bro. But it's just mad putting that concept, like, on tour, the worst square mile in Afghan we were in, bro. There's more deaths in there than anywhere else in the world. But I'll come back to a fucking older shot. I was a fucking crippling little bitch. My body was just weren't connecting, bro.
Yeah, Craig Harrison talks about that. He was the
amazing guy,
the longest sniper, and he was on the podcast, like, your heart breaks from him as well, you know, and that's what he was saying. He killed over 88 people, I think, or like in mad numbers, like one of the best snipers in the world, and he was the same. He didn't want to come home. He was, when he came back to peace and calm, he didn't feel anything. He needed to be in the war zone to feel at peace instead of actually being in peace. He couldn't separate what was real and what was fake. He wanted to be in the storm because that's where he felt more alive.
The noise regulates you. Do you know what I mean? That's why I have to still go to sleep with a TV on or some kind of noise or something. Like, I can't dysregulate. When there's calmness, bro, I'm on edge, bro. Do you know what I mean? Quite bad. Like, Craig Harrison's amazing. When I do my motivational talking, he always comes up, always bringing up, because there's videos of him, bro. Like, if someone like him, a proper alpha male, a man's man, someone you want to protect you, can break down and cry and be vulnerable, bro. so can you.
Yeah, he was talking about had the gun, cocked it back in the mouth and looked at his dog, man. The dog saved him.
Yeah.
And that's what you talk about, the women having cats or whatever. You have that purpose and we need something to live for.
To attach to, yeah.
Now, when you don't have anything, you feel as if nobody cares, you've nothing to live for, then what is the point? You know, what is the point of being here? What is the point? Nobody gives a fuck, even if I'm here or not. And a lot of people with suicide, and I says it was brave, and a lot of people kind of got it twisted. To take your own life is one of them bravest things.
Yeah.
To say it lights out, that is unbelievable brave, no matter what way you look at it. And it can be selfish and other reasons because of the pain people leave behind. We get that. But you don't know what people's battling mentally. You don't know their story. You don't know their upbringing. You don't know what they've went through. And a lot of people who take their own life think they're doing it for the right reasons because they don't want to burden everybody else. So they do it in a way where they're trying to save everybody else.
Exactly. They don't want a burden.
Yeah, and that's what people need to start understanding. By all means, I'm not saying anybody to take their life, reach out, get help. It can change, it can get better, but when somebody makes that decision, who the fuck are we to judge? You know, we don't know what their childhood was like. We don't know what their parents were like. We don't know what they've went through in relationships or losing that loved one. And they just think as if, do you know what, it's time to go. And to do that, it's fucking, it scares the shit out of me to think about. I used to think about it when I was mad with it. See, when I was on the gear, I used to sit and think, would people cry at my funeral? I used to think about that all the fucking time.
You think they would?
Yeah. Hopefully,
Sure.
yeah. But then again, I've been constantly back laughing, rubbing their hands. Yeah, and I used to think of the people who would genuinely care. And then as you get older, you start thinking, does anybody care? You know, I used to think about that all the time. It was always when the come down would come.
Yeah.
I used to picture my funeral and it's so creepy. I would never have the balls to follow through with it because I always enjoyed my life. I enjoyed that stage of the madness of the partying and the drinking and the women. I enjoyed that stage. It was a good stage, even though it was all an escape.
I've had some of the best times on my drugs.
Yeah.
Some of the best. I met some of the best people, bro. Some of the best people I know are ex-addicts or still addicts. Do you know what I mean? Some of the best people in the world. The people that ain't are the people that try to act they're not. Do you know what I mean?
Because it's a sense of, again, brotherhood. There was always maybe start off maybe 20 or 30 people partying on the Friday night or the Saturday night. The numbers would dwindle. People would leave at 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning. But there'd always be about 5 or 6 of us who would go 3 days, 4 days down to the off sales. It would always be that 6. You've got the big fat guy always in the corner. You've got 2 people waffling shit. You've got somebody's jaw all over the place. Somebody just on their phone. You'd have the same 6, 5 or 6 who would just be consistent but didn't want to go home. We had nothing to go home for. We just didn't. I didn't like the fact of being lonely. When that come down comes in and you're thinking, I need to wait a few days to see everybody again. You know, and that's a sad reality. It's the partying sense and the drug sense. You've got your own little community. You're all degenerates. You're all fucking losers. And that's not to bring anybody down. I was one for many, many years, but there was a sense of, like I say, it was dark humour.
As well.
Yeah, and you felt safe and you felt happy. And I'm not saying for anybody to do that life, but it was just a little community where you hang around with all these people and there was a sense of safety and a sense of love because you were all in the same boat. You had nothing to go home with. People had jobs, people had missuses, but they never lasted because they would end up, they couldn't take that they would disappear for days. And their birds are thinking you're away shagging this and that. You're not, you're sitting with fucking 6 guys in a house talking pure shit, listening to the same music on repeat.
Trying to eat a Mars bar fucking 3 days old and get some energy.
It's mad how we cope with coping mechanisms. It's mad how the majority of us go towards the negatives to cope. You know, whether that's overeating or undereating or pharmaceutical drugs or any sort of drug. Like our coping mechanisms stink as a human. We don't really know how to cope with pain or trauma.
Coping I don't like, and this is what I do in my coaching. Someone calls me and they've got coping mechanisms, I try and strip it back. We need to thrive. If you've got coping mechanisms, you haven't got over something, you just dealt with something and kept that emotion at a burden away. Do you know what I mean? It's when you can change the perspective, like you say, with a coping mechanism and actually realise you're coping, not thriving. Do you know what I mean? It's so important. Like, I used to come back when I was still in the military, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on drugs, no sleep, doing Buckingham Palace, guarding the Queen, still taking fucking, do you know what I mean, MDMA, trying to keep awake. Do you know what I mean? All the time. My teeth went soft. I was taking that many drugs, bro, because it kept me, because I went straight there and it kept me safe, like you're saying. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I know I weren't leaving that kitchen. Do you know what I mean? Then I had to go back on the Monday morning doing PT because I was a PTI, doing physical training. Do you know what I mean? Taking people out 8-mile runs, 12-mile runs. I haven't slept for 3 days, bro. But still doing it, going back to my room, so exhausted. I'd try and nap in the afternoon, go to sleep. I couldn't sleep constantly.
When did the tattoos start?
Do you know what? It helped me through my healing journey, through therapy, when I was seeing psychiatrists, therapists, and counselors, is I couldn't feel any of the PTSD when I was getting tattooed. I got a high percentage of my body tattooed when I was going through a lot of trauma in 2014-15. So I used to book in probably two sessions a week, 4 days, just bam, out 8 hours because I couldn't feel anything else. And then when I'd finish the tattoos, you've got tattoos, don't you?
Yeah.
When you're done, you're exhausted. It just drains you.
Do you think it's another coping mechanism?
100%. That's my therapy arm, bro. It's just black. There's no design there at all, bro. It's a terrible. Like, I know I can go back any time.
See, I love people with tattoos as well because you know they've got a story. That you'll never see a man or a woman with tattoos that are sane. They are fucked. Like it's a red flag for me. Like if a woman's got tattoos, I think nah, that's no disrespect. I've got tattoos, and I just know the pain that I was in to get the tattoos on my back. I know the self-harming it was of just something that was giving me pain, but it was a release at the same time. It was so fucked up. But everybody I know with tattoos are the best. Some of my best friends have got covered in tattoos. Big pal Barry, he loves them, but he's fucked. He's fucking
more tattoos, more problems.
But they tell a story. It's telling a story. It's understanding the story. Like everybody will have their own little stories and why they got that at that time or this. That all means something, you know. And I think, and I was going to get them lasered off, but that's just as painful. So I just keep them. But now I accept them as part of my story at that time, what I was going through, you know. And I love them for what they were. I do look at them and I cringe, the ones on my chest and my side, and the big crucifix on my back, and I think, fucking hell, what does it even mean, you know? I thought it was so cool. It was like 150 quid. It was like an 8-hour session, 4 hours, and then I think another 4 hours. And the pain it was getting the crucifix, and Jesus used to see the Jesus's head. It looks it looks like a BG. and I used to think I was so cool. I used to walk about Ibiza and that in my early 20s.
Geezer.
Yeah, this is a proper geezer with a big tattoo. And it's
changed the way you walk as well.
Yeah, my back's get fucking bigger, so the head's expanded. But yeah, I wouldn't change them now as part of my journey. But do you feel that it was another coping mechanism for you?
Yeah, 100%. I've had some of my deepest sessions by myself. You can't run away from your thoughts when you're in pain in that chair. And it's helped me process my emotions, process the things that I've been through, situations, people in my life. It's helped evict thoughts from my mind. It's helped evict people from my freaking life because I've sat there and thought. Do you know what I mean? I always say to people, you can't win an argument with yourself. You just can't. If you're going to argue with yourself, put things in perspective. And that's what I've done through a lot of my tattooing. One of my good friends, Andre, he does a lot of my tattoos. Billy as well does a lot of my tattoos. Ian, like, they hear a lot of your problems as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just, like I say, that's my therapy. I remember anytime I'm feeling shit, I'm just like, like you say, it's a coping mechanism. I need to feel pain. And I still do that when I binge on food. It's bad for me. Like I binge on food quite bad. So I'll diet, won't eat for 20 hours. Then I'll just fucking binge out until my belly hurts, or I'll make myself be sick, or I'll start freaking eating chocolate to get the food around my mouth and spit it back out. Do you know what I mean? It's just to feel that pain. You can have it, but you can't be happy. And that's that constant thing with me. And it's just, I still go for my shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? I still go for my shit on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm the same. My overeating is terrible, but it's when I eat, it's like extreme. It's like eating my emotions. 100%. Even though you're telling your story, I'm still have to absorb that. I need to drive home with that, and I don't unpack it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting with it, and I'm hearing these stories on the daily. You know, obviously it's created a great business, it's created some freedom, but it comes at a cost.
You're taking a lot of that trauma.
Yeah, it's fucking not easy. You're going home. I always worry it could maybe fucking unleash in 5 years, 10 years. I'm just trying to find that balance to stay sane, you know, but it's the overeating, driving, and I'll eat. Because that's the way I deal with it. And I eat fast as well. I don't chew my food.
So you need to be very careful if you've gone through things, whether you've got PTSD, BPD, EUPD, ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia. You need to fucking tell people, especially with BPD, because you will turn people's life around. Do you know what I mean? Because they see you as the holy grail. Do you know what I mean? But if as soon as you start to detach from that person that's got these mental health conditions, you'll turn into the fucking devil, bro, and they will fucking rip you into arsehole, bro, and tear your life apart. I've had it, bro. Even when you're not done anything wrong, they will choose to see you as an image and they will tear you down anything, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's what taught me about my PPD and where I got emotional support and therapy for it, trying to regulate my emotions. Like, you need to tell people if you've got mental health conditions, you're going into a relationship. Like you say, amount of women I've had sex with and there's no emotion after. I'm just like, great, I feel like a cunt again. Do you know what I mean? We're just chasing that guilt, chasing that pain. We're not chasing the endorphins. Yeah, it's good doing it, but as soon as you're after, bro, like, that'll stay with you days. I don't want to touch anyone. Like, stay away from me.
What's your longest relationship?
Probably with Jesus, bro. Oh, no, yeah.
Healthier one or not?
100%, bro. He's been there in every situation, every dark corner, every dark thought. He's helped me through situations. But as a woman, bro, 3 years.
That's not too bad, considering.
It's good. There was a lot of self-sabotage in there, bro. Do you know, I ruined a great relationship. I've got 2 beautiful kids of ours. Ruined the relationship. I won't go into the details because it's personal, but that painful situation has taught me a lot about myself, and I've become a better man because of it. And I've gone through therapy, I've gone through counselling to learn about things that I need to develop as a man, as a human, as a person, because I thought everything was good. I was all good. Life has a fucking vicious circle to tear you back down again. I was like, fucking hell. I'm a great dad, but not a great partner. And I know that. And I don't think I'll ever be a good partner for someone. And I've come to terms with that. I don't think I do want a relationship again. Do you know what I mean? Because I just self-harm a lot in the relationships. I give everything to them, and then I'm just left with nothing again.
Give too much energy to it. Completely lose yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. And then I can be very manipulated very easily because the things that I've been through, probably you like not know as well, like you don't realise they manipulated you until you're left financially fucked, mentally fucked, physically fucked, and you're just like, how the fuck have I allowed someone to do that? I'm supposed to be the mindset sergeant, or I'm supposed to be this brave, courageous fucking man, and I've just allowed someone to fucking do that to me. What the fuck? And then you feel less of yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible.
Yeah, we're suckers. Listen, if I'm going through some shit now, and if I was going through that 15 years ago when I was partying, when I was fucking birds off, understandable. My life's going good, but it's like a test where people use and people try and fuck you over, and you think, okay. And like I said, people have had their say, but my say will come out, and I don't mind that. But it's having to battle and having to try and convince people of who you are as an individual, because it questions who you are and what you're all about. I will admit and own to my fuck ups, my past. I don't fucking shy away. That is who you are. It makes who you are. There's nothing that you can't. I feel as if owning your sins and admitting your sins is the best thing, because nobody can throw it at you.
Like,
you know,
say your shit. What are you going to say?
Yeah, exactly. So that is important as well. But women can just be as bad as men, and when you're vulnerable and you just want love and you want that connection and feel part of something, it's the best. Everybody says about relationships, but people go to the gym to find a relationship. They try and be successful to find a relationship. Everything we do is kind of got the end result to find a partner, because people are at their happiest when they meet someone. Have you ever seen someone who's a miserable cunt and they meet a bird, or the girl is happy and you see the change and their friends are saying you're different, and the guy fucks off. Like, men are at their most weakest when they meet a woman, because they'll fucking disown everybody to make their partner happy. But that's where there's no balance anymore, because you're just totally giving everything to that. And I can only talk about my own experiences, but I've had some great relationships like you. Self-sabotage, don't feel good enough, I'll fuck it up, I'll fuck it off maybe 3 months into it, 6 months into it, because I don't want to feel that pain.
And sometimes you don't know what true love's like because you've never been taught it from a young age.
I question that, bro. What is love? I love my kids.
True,
I love my kids, of course. I would die for them. I'd kill for them. No issues. But what is true love? If you had true love, would you still not be with that person? Is it more lust that we gravitate towards? Because when you think about it, our biggest weakness is lust. We're full of testosterone, which is a sex hormone. That's why majority of men are watching porn and involved in OnlyFans. The reason why these girls there's no point in calling these girls sluts who are getting their tits out. It's the guys who are paying for it because they want to feel connection of being part of something or talking to a woman. So our biggest indicator to try and control is lust of a woman. We're always looking at tits, we're always looking at asses. When you're growing up, I used to look at the K's catalogue. When I was a fucking kid, I was looking at girls in their bras and pants. You know what I'm saying? When I was a fucking kid, and then it's like the 10-minute preview. So you've kind of got that perverted mindset. As a kid, you start looking at women as objects and not seeing them as an individual, seeing them as love or whatever it is, as essence. And because I always say, women are the true essence of the universe. Women control the world.
Yeah.
Whether men like to believe it or not, women have got men in the grasp of their hands. You know, and I think more women are more cheating. I think they're becoming more manipulative. I think the roles are reversing. I think men are becoming more weaker. I think women are becoming more boss-like. And this is the society we're in. We're living in a world where everybody's fucked up. Nobody knows what's really going on anymore. I like the thought of meeting a partner. I want another 3 kids, the farmhouse, the dogs, but also scared that the self-sabotage kicks in. When I get that life, I just rip the whole fucking ceiling down.
So you don't go into it sometimes. Like in the Bible, bro, it says the only thing you should run away from, which Jesus says, is lust. Don't try and fight it, bro, because you won't. No man is strong enough with lust. Like, I fell short of it, you'll fall short of it, everyone does. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to be fully disciplined. And I knew that when I was like, discipline's a big thing for me. I was just like, how can I be disciplined if I'm not disciplined with lust? It's the hardest thing. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Not masturbating for a year. Like, I've done it, like, tried, no sex, done it. Do you know what I mean? But it always creeps back and it's so hard to get away from. So hard.
Instagram's a dating site.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a fucking dating site, bro.
And you got to be careful, especially if you get exposure on there, bro, is to kind of deal with that thing, bro. But it's hard, especially as a man, do you know what I mean?
So when did you start working on yourself? When did you start unpackaging it all? When did it hit home that what you went through as a kid as well? Was that earlier on or did it come later on in life?
A bit later on in life. I've dealt with things and not every question has an answer. A lot of people are always searching for answers when they don't even know the actual true question. My childhood, don't need to deal with it no more. I can search for answers all fucking day. I'm never going to get it. I'm going to put myself through so much fucking shit, negativity. I'm done with it. Got through it, whatever. But I think the true definition was when I lost my career in the military, when I was diagnosed with PTSD, I didn't want to admit it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And
why?
It's a career killer. I've gone from being an A+ freaking soldier, green soldier, everyone could depend on, to is US, is P0, do you know what I mean? Like, US means unserviceable. Like, I weren't allowed to go on tour. What the fuck am I good for? Amount of times I just wanted to get a rifle and fucking shoot myself in the throat. Do you know what I mean? I was banned from barrack guard, kicked off camp. Do you know what I mean, bro? When we were going to like LMG camp, just before we were going on tour, on the second tour, we were doing camps. And I remember fucking a grenade got left in my rucksack. And when you're quite a negative mindset, you think things happen for a reason. Like, all the kits normally checked. I don't know how this grenade got left in one of the backs. I got back to him and was like, fuck, I've got a fucking live grenade here. Instantly I was like, yes, I can fucking kill myself. Do you know what I mean? Taking drugs, drinking. So, I mean, we have 4-man rooms, like, not much bigger than this, bro, to be fair. You know, they were cornered off, so you had a bit of segregation. People used to put curtains there and stuff. You have a little bit of dignity, should we call it? Do you know what I mean? But you can hear your mate fucking wanking next door. You just like, fucking shut the curtain, mate. But every night, mate, I would sit there with it. So you got a grenade, you got the safety clip, matte black safety clip. You can clip that off, then you got the pin. I used to sit there taking it off, taking the pin out, putting the pin back in, taking it off. This is when I was sober, bro. Do you know what I mean? And then I used to get drunk. I used to come back, play with it. I used to play with my mates and that in the fucking room and that, and they'll tell you about, I used to get the grenade, take the matte black safety clip and fucking throw it to them. Grab the grenade and they were fucking shitting themselves. But I was just laughing, bro. I was just like, this ain't fucking right. Like, they just like, Smith, you ain't fucking right. I remember I couldn't find the matte black safety clip and I couldn't find the fucking pin. I was holding the grenade. Lads, I can't fucking, like, drunk. I can't find the fucking pin. And they were like, mate, you got a fucking grenade, a live grenade. I said, yeah, just fucking, can you find it like 2 o'clock in the morning? So I had to get a bird I was shagging at the time. I had to get a fucking hairpin. Fucking pop it in there, bro. I remember putting it on the side of the like, smudge. You cannot fucking leave that there, bro. But it's sound, bro. I like it's under my pillow. It's sound. Like, if I die, it don't matter. End up putting it in the fucking cubicle where the shower room was, and the bag with the body armor over it, leaving the air overnight and stuff. I had it in my car for ages, bro, because I didn't want to hand it back in. But thoughts kept going into my mind. Like, there's a lot of people in my life that were manipulating me. And I'd sit outside, mate, like 2 o'clock in the morning, back at the weekends with a grenade and that, going to post it for the fucking door. I was getting quite fucking angry and like manipulative and fucking like vengeful about people that have hurt me and my trauma site coming back up, and wanting to kill myself, sitting there with a grenade constantly most nights, just holding it. I don't know how, like, I just didn't let it go. I wake up with fucking sore wrists. And I just got into that mindset. I wanted to kill people constantly. It was bad.
When was the closest you did come to killing yourself?
So the first time was in St. Omar's Barracks. That's 2015. I got all my medication because I was going through therapy for PTSD. I wasn't diagnosed yet. Like quetiapine, zopiclone, sertraline, antipsychotic drugs. Because I'd go from one extreme to the other. I'd be happy, then I'd be fucking chaotic. Do you know what I mean? It was borderline personality.
Bipolar.
Yeah, and it was just end up storing up my medication for a month. I had probably about 100, 120 tablets, drinking, smashing the bottles. My whole room was just smashed most night with like Budweiser bottles. Like I was just getting up, walking on it. My feet were fucking bleeding. I'll still go out, do a tab, come back in, drink in my room. I was like, I'm doing it tonight. I was a coward, bro. Do you know what I mean? I was drinking, getting drunk to try and get the urge and courage to do it. Took all the medication. Just felt like a calmness, bro. I couldn't really move, and just ended up watching TV and just fell asleep, and that I thought I was gone. Then just thought I was gone. I couldn't really remember much of it. Next minute I woke up in a daze. I was in the ambulance at St. Omar's Barracks. I went to the hospital, Basingstoke. I had to get my stomach pumped, and then waking up with my brother-in-law, who was in the military with me. He was just like, "What the fuck have you done?" I just broke down, bro. So I just can't deal with this pain in my head no more. And like, they sectioned me. I was at Basingstoke Mental Health Hospital for a couple of months. Got remitted out of there. Tried to push myself in career like we do as men. We push things aside. Fuck that, I ain't got no fucking problems with me. Stopped drinking a little bit. Stopped taking drugs for a couple of weeks. Got back into it. Supposed to go on Pathfinders, which is the recce for SAS. Supposed to do that in 2016. Going to do recce commanders. That was me, bro. Like, I want to be a badge collector. Like, I know I was a fucking great soldier. I was always recommended to go P Company, Pathfinders. That was my goal. Slowly started to kick again. Started taking drugs. Started being violent. Got done for ABH. Biting a copper. Ended up breaking someone's jaw. Got done for GBH. Went to Colchester for like 6 months for fighting and going AWOL. So what the fuck is wrong with me, mate? Now, my life can be amazing. I'm on a fucking route. The next minute I'm fucking breaking jaws, fucking doing stupid shit, self-sabotaging, pushing everyone away. Got back again. Do you know what I mean? Everything's kept under wraps really in the military, which is good because you don't want it to be portrayed to the world. Do you know what I mean? They are there, the brotherhood, do you know what I mean? Smudge, get better, bro. Do you know what I mean? Let's push this aside. Let's work on you. You're a fucking good soldier. Let's get back in the green zone. Every time I used to go to the green zone on exercise, I was sound, bro. Perfect soldier. Come back. I'd flat pack my roommate. I'd come back straight in. I'd fucking tear everything off. Sideboards off, drink, drugs. I'll just close the door, lock him in. People used to lock me in the room so I couldn't get back out. Just let me 24 hours just to smash my room up. I used to come out with fucking like grazes, cuts and everything like that. Like, we're good, yeah, good. That was my decompression, bro. Like, that was my mental health therapy. Let him in the room for 24 hours. He's good to go again. And that was the thing. And then second time wasn't a scream for help, bro. The night terrors got really bad. Well, I was awake 2-3 days. Like, I was just a walking zombie. Still doing everything. I just couldn't sleep. I was scared to go to sleep, bro. Like, the night terrors were horrific. And then one day I just drove my car up to DCMH in Aldershot. Went to the top of the building on the car park and stood up there, bro. I was just, oh, I'm done. Because I remember ringing my psychiatrist and I was like, I'm not well. Like, something's not right. I broke down in tears. He went, Corporal Smith, it's 4:30. Like, my shift's finished. You're going to have to ring 999. I said, mate, I'm fucking suicidal. Please help me. He's put the phone down on me, mate. My psychiatrist, bro. Went straight up to the building. Nearly jumped off. A copper talked me down, luckily enough. And then I got sectioned. I was in the mental health hospital for 6 months. I tried to work on myself, bro. But at that point, I was really like, no one gives a shit. Even in the people that are supposed to be in the position that are supposed to help you. And it brought me back to my childhood. The people that are supposed to be there for me, they're supposed to care for you and give you stuff. Yeah, my time is finished, bro. Like, you can go and kill yourself, but it's not my problem. I just couldn't comprehend that, bro.
Yeah, so I've got to be some duty of care there. If someone phones you at 4 or 5 in the morning, no matter if you're getting paid or not, if someone's on the other end to say they're suicidal, if it's, for me, I'm driving wherever you are to be with you. If you need that voice or whatever, I try and reply to as many messages as I can. I can't now, it's just so many, but if I'm whatever, if I'm going on holiday, if I'm at I'll try and scroll through and reply to as many as I can. But that's not a good psychologist. That's not a good psychiatrist. That's someone who's just there for the money. Someone who just hates their fucking own life.
We never had a good relationship. And having a good relationship with your therapist, counsellor, psychiatrist is so important, bro. Because he used to clock watch, mate. He was scared of me. So when we used to go through the monthly reviews and stuff, he wanted to try and pull away because it was just like, he remember speaking to my pal at the time who worked at DCMH. He was a medic. He's like, he's quite scary, isn't he? Fucking psychiatrist says that. But I could always see him clock watching. That clock used to fucking, know the clock of fucking Peter Pan, the fucking crocodile.
Big noise.
Fucking mate, he used to snap the fuck out of me, bro. I was like, one time I said, take that fucking clock down before I smash it over your face, mate. Because all he kept fucking
Maybe that's why I didn't like you.
fucking snaps me. I'm just like, all I can see, because I'm so hyper vigilant, because I'm talking about traumatic things that I've been through, all I can see is your eyes going, fucking, you got 10 minutes left, mate. I'm pouring my heart out, bro. I just used to fucking flip chairs and fuck. I get it, like it's a bit scary seeing someone like that, but you shouldn't be in that position, bro, if you're scared of someone. But then I've had some amazing psychiatrists in the military that have a relationship with you. Do you know what I mean? They're vulnerable with you. They tell you about their own stories. Like, yeah, I've been there, bro. Just all we need to do is sometimes is listen. Like that's the reason we've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So many people want to fucking speak so much, but don't fucking listen to you. Listening is recovery. Do you know what I mean? It's so important. Like you doing for your podcast is healing of probably a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? Because they're talking about the things and they don't notice things.
How was the mental institute?
Fucked up, bro.
You not feel at home? You're not thinking...
No, I didn't fuck, bro. I walked in, I was like, I ain't got fucking nothing wrong with me. Do you know what I mean? I've got women and men running past fucking naked with their tits out, taking fucking medication because certain part of it was for the military, but then we were with national pop, so like the civilians as well. So when we used to have breakfast, like take our medication, like in the fucking line, like fucking with our aprons on, so we didn't fucking need to swallow our drugs and that. I remember just like a fucking woman when I was eating my breakfast, my porridge in the morning. Fucking like suicidal last night. Woke up this morning, took my medication, went in the morning, and then I had felt something on my feet, bro. I was eating the porridge. I was like, what the fuck's that on my feet? It's a woman fucking butt naked pissing on the floor. I was just like, you just ignore it. You just like, it just comes as normal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, then it starts sinking, but then you start to push away your own problems. I ain't got problems, but you have got problems. They're just not as bad as the people beside you sometimes. But when I was going through that, another time, like no one come to see me, bro. There's one person, Chris James, that come to see me, one of my good friends from the military. None of my family, like they were told, like he tried to commit suicide the second time. Like he's on medication, we've sectioned him, he's not allowed to leave. Do you know what I mean? I had to call him. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah. You know what, sounds, yeah, just give us a call whenever. No one come to see me from my family, bro. For months, bro. The only person that really connected with my sister, Katie, but she was an alcoholic. And she sadly passed away. When I was going through some really bad times, when I was in that mental health hospital, I had to stop my pain. I said to him, like, you need to, my sister's going into a hospice. She's in liver failure. She's like, kidneys going, she's only 32. She's got 2 kids. Like we were the black sheep of the family. We always turn into the goats. Do you know what I mean? The people that are the black sheep in the family, you have the power to change. And that's what me and my sister was. And I was the same as my sister. And I'm so glad I didn't go down the same route myself. I nearly did, bro. And I said to the people there, my doctor and the psychiatrist, I said, look, you need to let me out of this hospital. You need to give me permission to leave so I can go and see my sister. Do you know what I mean? I said, if not, I'll kill myself tonight. I'll slit my throat and slit someone else's throat. I promise you that now. And that was me, bro. I was like, if you don't allow me to be there for my sister when she passes, I'm dead and so and someone else. And yeah, it wasn't the fucking best thing to say. They're like, yeah, you think you're going, mate? They were just like, so they put some remissions into place. They were like, right, you need to call us in the morning, afternoon and night. When you go back home, you need to check in with the police as well. That's fine. Went back home, stayed at my stepdad's at the time. Still kept the discipline, went gym in the morning, did my things and stuff like that. And yeah, my sister sadly passed away for being an alcoholic.
Did you get to see her?
Yeah. I got to see her. I didn't see her pass away in the morning because I kept my routine. She always used to say to me, do you know what I mean? Me and my family ain't close, bro. Do you know what I mean? My brother, I'm not close to him. He's never really shown me support or love. Like I love him. I'll always be there for him. But I always kind of say we're just built different. We deal with our emotions. He's been through stuff. I've been through stuff. Like I say to people, like you can be in the same household as siblings. You don't have the same childhood. No one has the same childhood. You're given love at different times, and you go through different stages of childhood, completely different. No matter if you grew up in the same household. And I remember him breaking down, but he was never there for my sister. Every time I used to come back, I'd rather go and drink with my sister and be there with her to keep my eyes on her, because you're never going to stop an alcoholic drinking. They'll find it some way. So I'd always come back. But when she was going through some of the darkest times, when she was running around the streets bare fucking foot, somewhere to fucking live, or chaotic, none of my family were there for her, bro. We don't want you, you're a fucking nuisance, get away. As soon as she was on her deathbed, they're all fucking around it. That didn't sit right with me. Do you know what I mean? My brother was crying. I was like, bro, like, stop fucking crying, mate. I'll put you in the fucking bed next to her. It was just 100%, mate. Like, I couldn't fathom it, bro. Like you're crying now because you feel guilt. Like, fuck off, bro. Like, and I've took that on, like, do you know what I mean? I do love him, bro, but it's just certain things. And then my sister passed away. She always said to me, bro, like, just never change. She always used to say to me, I was always a little brother. She went, Dave, just never fucking change. Keep being you. Do you know what I mean? You've got big things coming. And that stuck with me. And then my stepdad rang me in the morning. You could tell with the voice. He was like, you need to come to the hospice. Remember, I was at the gym. Just fucking broke down, bro. Cold. She was just like a luminous yellow. She looked like fucking one of the Simpsons, bro. Do you know what I mean? I could always have a laugh and joke with her. Do you know what I mean? All the time, bro. When I walked in, I was like, fucking hell, Marge. Fucking hell. She was dead. I was just like, that really hit me. My mum's dead. My sister's dead. One of my nieces committed suicide as well from sexual abuse. So what the fuck's going to change, bro? And that's why I had to realise I need to make the change. No one's going to solve your problems. You are the problem and solution. Like, we're all problems and we're all solutions. And on medication again, I got myself a little better, got diagnosed with PTSD, had to leave the military. Kid again, 2017, 25th of January. I had nothing, bro. I got a bit of a payout from the military, which helped. Put me back on my feet, because I don't think I had that payout to help me have a little bit of stability. I'd be on the streets, bro. I'd be still fucking selling drugs, being a fucking roadman. Do you know what I mean?
Did you go back to the mental institute?
I went back there. I was there for around about 6 weeks.
See, if you didn't go back, would you have been AWOL?
I would have been AWOL, yeah. And they would have put me down at AWOL, then I would have probably been back to prison or kicked straight out. They can kick you straight out. They can send you to Colchester.
Do you not think about doing the tours and running away? Are you just tired of running all the time?
Yeah, I was just debilitated, bro. I was done now. Like, and I think I needed that. Do you know what I mean? There's a different part in your healing journey where you just have to stop.
Do you think it was your sister's death that kind of opened your eyes and realised that you were sick yourself?
Yeah. Because I had to put it on the back burner again. No one still cared. I had to pack my bags again and go back into mental health hospital. No one checked on me. No one asked if I was okay. And that's when you realise, when you're in a fucking room, when you're locked in at night, do you know what I mean? Everything's pinned down. You've got nothing you can cut yourself with and shit like that. You can't even have a connection with people. You're just like, fucking hell, I am alone. When you realise you're alone, you need to like change your mindset, change the thinking around you. And that's why I cut most people out of my life. I'm still taking drinks and drugs. Do you know what I mean? But even going through that process, you need to be very careful when you're very vulnerable like that, who comes into your life. Because I had a lot of friends come back into my life, rob me of a lot of money and scam me a lot of money. I'm talking nearly 120 grand, bro. Do you know what I mean? Fuck me over a lot of money. What am I left with? They don't want to take accountability for it.
Addiction's a funny man. To Margaret, she was an alcoholic. She ended up changing her life, but then she ended up addicted to Diet Pepsi. And it just made her fucking worse, because she's always used to having a can, but she was drinking like 10 cans a day.
Yeah.
Her house was just boxes and boxes of, like, I think it was Diet Coke, I think it was. But I didn't realise how dangerous this stuff was, even the sweeteners and all that in it then. It's only the last 10 years I've understanding certain things, what they put chemicals and stuff, and I ended up fucking probably worse than the booze.
Yeah.
I ended up addicted to that. My uncles were all gamblers, and I get a fucking taste of everything. I was a lucky one. I get DNA, fucking a mixture of them all. I was never an alcoholic, but I loved the escape of drinking. When I started drinking at 12 and 13, I loved how happy it made me, you know. I wasn't happy at school. Yeah, I was just buzzing. We used to get a half bottle of Buckfast and two hooch. Because it used to give us a dunt. We used to meet at 5 o'clock, 5:30. About 10 of us, all the degenerates at school.
Yeah.
And it was like a fiver we had, or maybe it was like £2 for a half bottle of Buckfast, 2.50. It was like 50 pence a hooch. And we used to have enough for like a bag of chips later, because I used to always think, okay, this will give me enough dunt till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I went home, I was kind of okay again.
Yeah.
But I fucking loved the escape. I loved the way it made me feel. And then mix in the Coke with that, and it was just a different buzz. You know, I just loved how happy it made me feel. I loved, there was no come down, there was no hangover then. Exactly, you know, but then years and years, the fun becomes misery, and the misery becomes pain, and it all becomes negative. You destroy everything around you. Yeah. But at that stage, at the start of the process, what a buzz. Yeah, you know, like, it just took away the pain. It took away who I was pretending to be. I feel as if alcohol really shows you who you are as a person as well. But back then it was a beautiful ride, and I can understand why people do it every day.
Yeah,
You know,
you can
because
attach yourself to it.
yeah, and again, we talk about it's that having that attachment, it's having that connection to something, and how many lives are ruined through these substances, and we don't care if we don't see our kids, we don't care about pain we put other people's through. You become so selfish when you have addiction issues. But I think 70-80% of people with addiction stems from childhood trauma.
Definitely, yeah, it comes from somewhere. Do you know?
Yeah. So you're back into the mental institute. What's going through your process? What's the process then when you started looking inward and started really looking at, okay, I'm not well? Could you accept it?
I had to be quite vulnerable with myself, bro. I couldn't
Again?
accept it. Yeah.
Do you have to strip everything back of being this grade A soldier who was willing to die and willing to kill for anybody, his brothers, to then stripping back all that emotion and all that misery again?
Yeah, when you start taking things away, which we put as armor sometimes, you know what I mean? The anger, the aggression, the drink, drugs, or whatever it is. When you start taking things out of your life, you realise you haven't got really much left. So what are the things you need to work on? Do you know what I mean? What are you coping with? What are you thriving with? What's fucking taking you down the road? Like, you can't keep living like this. And I had to make that journey. Do you know what I mean? So when I got kicked out of the army under medical conditions, I got transferred, still seeing psychiatrists at the Caledon Centre in Coventry. The process was still hard, and it was just, at some point, it was just like, I need to fucking stop going counselling and therapy. Like, what am I going to do? Like, they keep saying to me, they keep passing me on, it's too complicated, the things you got from, even the psychiatrists are highly educated, couldn't help me. Got to a certain point and they were just like, you're too complicated, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? I can't deal with it, I haven't got the knowledge. So it'd be passed on to something else, and you've got to relive it again. And I just like, got on my medication, I've been back, I was like, I'm fucking done with this. And just handed all my medication in, cut everyone out of my life. But once you start cutting out your life and you become quite vulnerable, there's a lot of people that come into your life. And I've been in situations where I thought people are my friends, and they've got me into situations where I'm still suicidal, going psychiatry every week on a lot of medication. They know that as well, but they know I had a little bit of money, and they brought me into situations in business and completely fucking scammed me and fucked me over, bro. Where are they now? Nowhere. They don't call me. They've got the money, then fucked off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what people do. How does it feel when you feel as if everybody that comes into your life fucks you over, or you just don't have any visitors? Even the army and the brothers that you fought for, how did they not show up to the mental hospital?
Just don't. One person do, like Chris James, that was it. Like, he was my brother, still is. They just don't, because they have to. It's quite toxic in the military, bro. Once you're seen as that kind of person, do you know what I mean? It's just like, there's actually people put this in place. Some of the sergeants and the platoon sergeants, it even comes from the company sergeant majors and higher. Right, you need to distance yourself from him. You need to distance yourself as he's not a good person. But do you know what I mean? They want me on the fucking front line in the green zone, stuff like that. But when I needed help, they wouldn't allow people around me. So you have to segregate yourself from people. And that's what military tells you sometimes, which is wrong. Do you know what I mean? You should be helping your brother. Should you stand up and say, nah, like, he's got problems, we need to be there for him. Not say you can't hang around with him, like he's a lost cause kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So you lose that. You go from 500 friends to none. So quick, especially when you're kicked out or leaving the army. No one's there for you.
What's the daily routine like in the mental hospital?
It's literally get up, breakfast, medication. You're allowed like an hour supervision with training. So there's a gym in Basingstoke on the first floor. Go and do a little bit of fitness. I wasn't allowed to do it by myself. I had to be there with someone. Go and watch a bit of TV. Take some medication at lunch. They kept you highly medicated, so, which is a good reason, because they keep you as a fucking bit of an empty vessel. Do you know what I mean? You're not heightened emotions. You're not low. You're just kind of monotone. So you're not doing anything stupid. Do you know what I mean? I knew I was taking the medication at night, because when I was ringing my partner at night, I'd take my medication. And as I was getting back to the room, it's like every night you just sound drunk. Like, I'm slurring my words, dribbling. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd go sleep, but I wasn't getting any rest. Do you know what I mean? Because I was waking up, night terrors, wanting to fucking self-harm, then going back to sleep. It's just constant. I wasn't getting REM sleep. I was just not resting. My body was fucked.
Did you know the tablets were strong, or did you just become so numb to it?
I didn't really know, mate. Like, I just, next minute, like 8 o'clock would come, 8:30, I was out. I couldn't even remember conversations.
Is there different levels for mental patients, or is everybody in the same ward?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, depending what you kind of got. Maybe if you've got psychosis, bipolar, do you know what I mean? Split personality disorders. If you've got PTSD, there's different medications and stuff like that. Like quetiapine, sertraline kind of helped me, especially with the BPD as well, because the mood inhibitor. So it helps you deal with them emotions and keeps you kind of level. So I'm not very erratic and I'm not very fucking depressive. But then I don't take any medication. I haven't fucking for years, mate. I've still got medication that still have the dates in it.
But it's like a fucking rhino or a lion sedated, innit? It's just when you go to these kind of jungles or and you see the animals, but they're sedated. There's got something there, and they're just. I feel sorry for them. There's one in Scotland where you can drive round and there's lions and that, but they're all sleepy and you can tell they've been given something understandable. If there's cars driving through, you don't want fucking lions, but. Because that One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of the greatest movies of all time, Jack Nicholson. And he pretended to be nutty to be in there to get a lesser sentence. And he ended up trying to help people.
Yeah.
Unbelievable movie. But the mindset and how it can be numbed is mad, you know, and how fucked up you must really be to go, he can't sustain normality. We need to dumb him down a bit, give him tablets. And always question sometimes these people in the mental institutes that imagine some of them were actually seeing people, imagine people were actually hearing voices, and yet we just dismiss them as crazy. You know, somebody maybe stuck in a different dimension, a different realm. It's possible. I've never seen it or heard that. It's not that way when I used to come in after a party and I used to hear voices, someone shouting. I used to think, what the fuck is that? But I don't know if I was down in sleep. I don't know if I was just tripping balls, but you wonder if not everybody can be crazy, you know? It's in these places. Imagine some of them were actually telling the truth and nobody believed them because there was 100%. No kind of cure for them. You know?
Everyone comes from their own reality, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Your beliefs, like, 100%, I was hearing voices. They were telling me to do some mad fucking shit. Like, I entered psychosis a lot of times. This is why it wasn't any class A's or B's. This is when I was taking that medication. Like, they were telling me to kill myself or kill people and seek vengeance and constantly had to lock myself in the room, throw away the key. Stuff like that. And even going to the shop, mate, I couldn't shop. Like, it would send me fucking chaotic. Like, I had to go Tesco at 2 o'clock in the morning, do hard target up fucking Queen's Ave, go to the shop because I couldn't hear fucking, I had to go with headphones in because if I heard fucking like the trolley or the wheel going and stuff like that, up on my fucking belt buckle will fucking go around. Like, people think I'm a weirdo. Like, having nosebleeds because my anxiety would go through the roof. I'm just like, what the fuck have I turned into? I was fighting Taliban fucking 6 months ago and now I'm fucking going to Tesco getting a nosebleed. I was just like, you're fucked. And when you sit down and look at yourself, you're fucked, Smudge. You have to take a hard look at yourself, and that's where resilience comes from. When you've got nothing left, emotionally, physically, mentally, like, what are you going to build from that? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you put a seed in concrete, it ain't going to grow, bro. When you put your seed through fucking shit in fertilizer, when it's been through the shit, that's where the real growth happens. So you have to take the shit out of your life, use it as fertilizer, and gain strength from it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be less of a man.
When did the penny drop that you needed to do then? But it's not as if you weren't, though, because you were still seeing these people, you were still following orders, basically, take this, do this, but it's just numbing you down. Pharmaceutical drugs, listen, I always say this as well, but sometimes people are at the edge, and sometimes these drugs can actually pull 100%. Them back, so I get that in a sense, but to be staying on them for a year, 5 years, 10 years, it's a scary process, that, because the damage it does to your liver, your kidneys, your heart, your mental state, and it tells you on the box that you can still be suicidal. You know, it's easier for people to say, oh, go in nature and disconnect. It doesn't happen that way, because if you're hearing voices, if you want to kill people, if you want to kill yourself, sometimes these drugs actually bring people back to a normal state, and then the penny maybe drop, you know. I just don't like the fact that people take them for years and years and years without really getting to the root problem, because then you just become so numb to life, you know.
Then the medication needs to come with therapy.
Yeah.
Medication, then therapy. Do you know what I mean? Therapy, then medication. In crisis, medication first, then do that. Like, it shouldn't happen. So I'm a medical technician, so I do medicals all across the UK and some of the biggest sites, SS2 sites and stuff like that. People come to me and tell me what medication they're on and stuff, and I'd be vulnerable open with them. I do talks for some of the biggest contractors in the country, and it's about the medication. And some people are on sertraline and quetiapine and these medications for years. I'm just like, so I have a conversation, like, why are you on this medication? I had a breakup from a girlfriend like six years ago. You've been on the medication 6 years? Yeah, well, the doctor just kept me on it. Do you need it? Not really. what are you doing on it, bro? It completely changes your chemical imbalance. Do you know what I mean? When you come off that medication, you're going to have a shot, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because I went into some whirlwinds coming off that medication. Do you know what I mean? It's bad. Like, you have to drip feed yourself off it. I've tried it a couple of times. I was like, you know what, I'm going cold turkey. I had to go cold turkey with my stuff.
When did you start coming through the other end? I know you've got your battles, but when did
Yeah.
you start seeing, well, do you know what, I can have a life here, I don't need to live in the past? When did that start coming into fruition?
Not long ago, bro. About 10 minutes ago. Nah, probably a good, I'd say a couple of years ago, bro. Probably three years ago. I had two beautiful kids. My little boy, Story, who's 3 years old, 4 in November. My little girl, Navy. Absolutely amazing kids. And
Great names. Why the names though? Is that Navy because of...
that Navy is just a beautiful name.
The colour, what is that?
Because I'm trying to keep calm, blues calmness.
Yeah.
Story, actually, one of our next door neighbours said it, and it just stuck, like it, because I've got them tatted on my face, Story there, Navy down there. Story is just like the first chapter of me trying to be a better man, and that's what they've taught me. Like, the kids have taught me how to be emotionally intelligent, to regulate my emotions, how to be a better man, how to be a better heart partner. But that turning point for me, I think, was firstly my sister passing away. That fucking killed me. Absolutely still kills me today. Like, I can't go down that road. I can't be that. And I could be in that position right now. When I was 32, do you know what I mean? I was just having kids. Imagine I was in the same position with my sister. Like, I used to drink to get close to my sister. I used to drink to get close to my mum. Do you know what I mean? I used to drink every day for years, bro. Getting up, taking a drink, going to sleep, taking a drink for years, constantly. Doesn't matter where I am. I was doing that for years. I'm just like, I've got a fucking problem here. Do you know what I mean? I need to fucking stop. Do you know what I mean? I had to filter out of it, stop it, constantly going back on it. It's hard. And I think some of the people that go through addiction, some of the most resilient people you'll ever fucking meet, to go through them, it's hard work.
See, when you found out your missus was pregnant with the first kid, how hard is that though, to think about everything that you've been through? Because I'm an overprotector, too protective, but I don't care. I would rather have it that way. But how was that feeling becoming a dad? It was a great feeling, but was there worries of all the stuff that you went through?
It's the first time, James, I cried tears. I didn't know what they were for. I remember sitting in my car, crying. Fuck, I'm crying, I'm not sad. It's the first time I've cried happy tears, bro. And I found out my son, I was just like, I was like, loads of emotions started to come. I started to cry. I'm just like, am I sad? Am I supposed to be trying to kill myself here? That's about, Dave, you're having a son like this is good. I just started to feel a bit more happy. I'm just like, fucking hell, you can cry through happiness. Do you know what I mean? And then thoughts started coming, the negativity. How the fuck did my dad give me up? How did my fucking dad not be there for me? Like, the emotions I'm feeling right now, you can't subside that, but I don't know what he went through. Do you know what I mean? I was best feeling in the world, bro. Best feeling in the world. I love fucking being a dad. Like you say, I'm 100% overprotective. Speak to my kid, you're getting chopped, bro. Don't give a shit. It isn't it? You just don't care. Like, don't do it.
Especially in this world, especially what you've been through as well. So I'd imagine your senses will be even more heightened, you know, but because of the people I interview, they're up there as just as much as well, because I know how fucking dark the world can be. And there's as much as, this isn't a shit in the world as well, because as much as there's darkness, there's always beauty. There's so much beautiful stuff in this world. There's so much great things that we just override and take for granted. We just don't see the precious things of life and how it actually exists and our purpose, you know. And you don't actually have to have the massive purpose to take over the world. It can be anything, just to fucking have a better garden or whatever it is you want. And
exactly, yeah.
you can have certain things, and everybody's purposes are different. Everybody's levels of success are different, you know. And being a father, for me, everything, I want more kids. I'm going to have more kids. I think I'm in a better place now.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I had 2 girls pregnant at the same time, and that was because I never thought I'd make it to 30. You know, so I didn't care who I got pregnant. I didn't care how many kids I had, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But then you have them, and there comes a lot of stress with having kids to different partners as well. You know, it's not, the family structure is so important to have that mum and dad under the same roof. So don't buy into the bullshit. You'll see a lot of these people's online to say, have multiple partners, this and that. For me, that's all backwards, because it comes with stress having other people raise your kids as well. Why the fuck would you want that? You know, and that's the hard thing, because I know what I am as an individual. I know what I can bring to the world, and everything is for my family. And having kids is the best thing. I just think now I just want more kids. I think it's just a great thing to bring into this world. And as much as the UK's on its ass, there's still a lot of goodness here. There's still a lot you can achieve. And there's still a lot of things that you can really bring into the world, especially when you've got kids. You can really give them your knowledge, you know.
Exactly. You can change the world with your kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you're becoming a dad. Were you mentally sane for it? Were you in a good place for it, or were you scared?
I was scared, bro, because that instant fear, like, fucking hell, am I going to follow my dad's footsteps? Am I going to be a shit dad? I turn up for my kids every single day. I've got a very amicable relationship with the mother of kids. She's an absolutely amazing mum. Do you know what I mean? I see my kids most days, FaceTime every day. I'm very grateful for the decision that I am. I put her through a lot of pain, but she still turns up for me, my ex, which is great. I could see it as a negative, like I don't really have my kids overnight. They're still breastfed. But I'm good. Do you know what I mean? My kids see me every single day, and I just, like you say, like I don't want another person picking up my kids. Like they can't love you like that kind of way. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing being a dad.
When did you start getting into the swing of it, that you were changing, that you were making better choices, that you weren't as angry as you first were, you know?
Mainly with interactions of people, I think, through my social media as well. Like I started to become very vulnerable on social media. Did a public speaking event, which helped me because I lost my voice, bro. Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't talk about my trauma. I just couldn't. I was done with it. But that led me to a point where I had to tell my story. Once I started to tell my story, I started to be more vulnerable. People started connecting with me. And one of my first videos I ever did was about suicide. And this is what kept me doing my content, because it was quite draining talking about the things that I've gone through and trying to help people, because people trauma dump. Yeah, you probably get it a lot as well. People just don't even say hi, bro. They'll just tell you everything they've fucking been through straight away, and you're just like, fucking hell. But so I did this video about suicide and how it's impacted me. Do you know what I mean? And it's a traumatic thing to go through. And one of my mates, Martin Moore, he actually contacted me. He sent me a message through Facebook, just asking if I was okay. And it's like, he's a man's man, bro. Like, he's in CP, amazing fucking soldier. I always looked up to him. He was an amazing soldier. I was like, this don't seem like my emotional awareness, my instincts were just like, why is he being so happy? Like, there's something not right here. I was like, what's up, bro? Give me your number, let me ring you. Rang him in that. We were talking through. He's like, bro, Smudge, I just want to be honest with you. I said, of course, bro, tell me anything. What's up? He said, a couple of nights ago, bro, like, I was sat there, I was at work. I rang home to my mum to tell my little girl, like to say bye, like he was going to commit suicide. He got his medication. And when he was on the phone, when he put the phone down, there was Instagram there, and my video popped up about suicide. He just sat there. He said, bro, that stopped me committing suicide. And that hit me, bro. I was like, social media can be powerful in good ways. And that's why I've been very relentless in the things I do. I don't stop. I've never changed. I've done my videos once or twice a day. I've got nearly 1,500 videos, bro, talking about things. And I know I had purpose, and that gave me a little bit of fucking glimmer. I started doing the content, talking about vulnerability. Some of my early videos are fucking terrible, bro. Do you know what I mean? Me trying to fucking speak to the camera like a fucking soldier. Like, now I'm more fluid, a lot like a robot, but trying to be vulnerable with people, letting people know, like, you're not the only person thinking like that. Do you know what I mean? Get through. And it's helped heal a lot of me. I've been my own therapist. I do a lot of videos saying my therapist said. Do you know what I mean? That's the therapy I put for myself, my own coach. I've had to coach myself, and that's what you should do as a person, especially as a man. Coach yourself to be a better person, to coach other people, and that's what you should do with your kids. Like, as men, we should coach our kids. Do you know what I mean? We're parent, father first, but we need to coach our kids to be better human beings, more emotionally intelligent. Do you know what I mean? Aggression for kids is an amazing outlet of emotion. Like, don't stop them being aggressive. Put it in situations where you're there. I let my kids do stupid shit supervised, because you should do. Not try and protect them all the time. And that's what I think I learned about it, brother. I was being very overprotective in certain situations when I didn't need to, because they didn't know what was going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more a reflection of yours. Like, you
Definitely,
see,
yeah.
kids are they're a mirror image, you know, of their parents. They're a reflection of their parents. And sometimes us trying to be too protective is because we're trying to protect ourselves. And
it can be self-harming.
Yeah. And it's just a difficult one. Where's the fine line of being too protective, where they don't want to speak to you about anything, to then being underprotective, where they've got a free-for-all? Because kids are little fuckers. They will test and push you to the fucking limit.
True narcissists in the world, man.
If you let them away with an inch, they will run a mile, and they're little fucking bastards. They're like, they've got to be honest. Like, it's It's not easy being
Yeah.
a mum or dad, especially in today's society, especially with social media, especially with so much disconnect in the world. It's not back in the day we played football in the streets until 10, 11 at night.
Okay, yeah,
My
yeah.
mum used to have to come out the window and keep shouting.
Yeah.
And I used to think, fuck her, I'm playing football. And in the summers we used to steal the fire engine key, phone the fire brigade. I was always setting fires, that's what I was.
On the phone
Little
boxes.
firebug,
Yeah.
down phone the fire brigade. When the fire engines used to come up, you used to lift up the side, steal the fire key, and then you could let off the fire hydrants. And we used to make like, little boats. And like my childhood was great when I think about it as well. There was a lot of fucked up times, but I just feel as if kids now they're not having that luxury of being kids.
They're not connecting.
Yeah,
That there's going to be a massive wave, I think, of even worse mental health because they don't connect. They just text. They don't communicate
Yeah.
with each other. Disassociate. How they see it. That's why there's so many freaking rapes with young girls. Do you know what I mean? Because they're seeing porn, they're seeing OnlyFans, they're seeing it like all this money can be earned. People who do OnlyFans should be banned from social media. That's me saying that out loud. You should not be putting that on social media where kids can get hold of it. Do it in your own time. Don't care if you're making money. It shows what your kind of mental character's like. You rather portray yourself to be someone on social media for money, but then kids can watch it as well. Like, who are you portraying?
but they're making it. Porn is free for a reason because it dumbs down the mindset. The more porn you watch, the more depressed you are.
Yeah.
It's not real, and we're buying into that. That's why it's free. They give us it for free to dumb us down. They can switch off porn instantly. They've just changed the you've got to give your ID to watch Pornhub now. They could have done that many years ago. They could make changes if you can cut out certain words about COVID and lockdowns. They can cut out anything. They can track down paedophiles. They can find out their network, what kids they're trying to groom, how's it all connected. I was watching a man just a few days ago and he's like an investigator and he was saying with like the groomers online, they all follow the same sort of people. So all you have to do is look at the friends list, look at the locations, and you can actually find out the kids who are being abused, the potential kids who are being abused, the setup, the paedophile ring that's with it. They can actually do that. They have the data, they have the algorithms to stop all this out, but they don't because it makes the world fucked up.
Yeah.
They need all this madness in the world because it keeps everybody's vibration low.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know? So you have the kids, the mindset's changing, you're speaking online. How's life then?
It's getting better, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like through my social media, I've just been relentless with it, bro. Do you know what I mean? Every single day, try and turn up for people, and that's what I try and do is be the big brother to people. Do you know what I mean? Give advice. Like I always thought one-to-ones are really good, but when you can speak one-to-many, which social media gives me that platform, it's been good, but it's been hard because I've had to learn about things about myself, put in boundaries and learn about myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing great in coaching. I do mindset coaching, life coaching. Still ain't got my fucking life together, but I still give people advice. Doing that, I coach people all across the world, bro. It's just, I'm so grateful to have this life. And I found Jesus 2 years. He's completely changed my life, having faith, learning about Jesus, having a relationship with him, praying every single day. We're all sinners at the end of the day. We're just trying to be better. And that's what kind of Christianity gave me in following Jesus. Like he's the most historical person in the world, but people don't want to believe him. Do you know what I mean? The scientific evidence, he was there. Do you know what I mean? What he did. Do you know what I mean? You can't disprove it. You can't.
So do you think that's given you, I always talk about religion as well, like everybody can follow who they want, and I think it's like the homeless work that we do and other, like gambling and stuff, people turn to the Lord or turn to Christ or they turn to sort of religion to have that belief. Do you think that's why a lot of people feel lonely? Because if you've got a belief in a religion, you've got that something's always there, or have that faith that somebody's always, everything's a mindset, whether it exists or not, it's in your mind. But if you've got that belief of somebody's there to protect you, I don't see anything wrong with that. But we're just living in a day where everything's divided, everybody's religion's here, or gods are here, and everybody's right and everybody's wrong and everybody's fighting. There's no harm in having a belief that helps you and makes you a better person, as long as you're not harming anyone. There's a faith, and you've always got to have faith, no matter the circumstances in life, but to have a faith in a higher power, it must be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you've never felt alone then, when you
100%.
turned your mind to a faith in a religion?
Yeah, I didn't need Jesus. Didn't need, my life was good. Money was good. Finances was good. Like, I had what to have to worry about. I was sound. Do you know what I mean? Then I just fell to my knees one night. I was just like, just feel so lonely. Not just loneliness. There was no peace in my life. When you search for Jesus, he'll always give you peace, refuge. Do you know what I mean? That's why, like you just said a minute ago, like when you've got nothing, when everyone has nothing in life, what do you fall back on? Faith and hope, right? And that's what Jesus gives you. So when obviously Jesus died on the cross and ascended to heaven, what did he leave behind? The Holy Spirit. He gave that to everyone. Everyone has the presence of God. Jesus gave us that. That's why when we're going through difficult situations, do you know what I mean? People say about Jesus, you don't realize every single word that comes to your mouth is Jesus. You don't realize it. Like Yahweh, when you break it down and take the vowel, I think it's the vowels out, it's the word of breath. Like you break it down. Like it's just, you can't disprove it, bro. And that's what came to me, was just like, I kept searching about it, scientific, historical, and going down the route. I don't follow religion, I just follow Christ. Anything he says goes.
What's the difference, religion, Christ?
Religion is wars, crusades, people manipulating people. Do you know what I mean? People gain Christianity to take over and conquer places and stuff. I don't do that. Whatever Jesus does, I do, and I try and follow with the disciples.
What did Jesus do? What do you believe?
As in,
Like his life and why he was here, his purpose.
so he came back, and obviously he came as a form, so from God to flesh as man, and he fulfilled all the prophecies from the Old Testament. Do you know what I mean? Moses, Joseph, all stuff like that. He fulfilled them prophecies, and that's what really cemented it for me. It's just like everything God said happened at the start, he proved, and it came to fruition. Everything he said came true. The miracles, everything he said was the truth. He's never told lies. The most sinless man ever to it. Like, do you know what I mean? He's never sinned. Like, why would you not believe someone that died on the cross? Do you know what I mean? Arose 3 days later and ascended to heaven 40 days later. I'd believe it. If that happened now, would you not believe that person?
Of course.
100%. He'd come back. So why would you not know? It's not even that long ago, 2,000 years ago. It's not long.
What do you think life is? Ain't it a mad journey, life? Like, what do you think it is?
It's. I do this all the time. I become very conscious of my thoughts and people around me. I think it's a superpower, because we all live on like the subconscious, the autopilot 90% of the time. When you become conscious, you can realize the person you are. Even walking around here, just looking at people, like, people are fucking weird, bro. Humans are weird. Like, if you can't think there's a higher power, like everything, like Greg's, fucking Subway, coffee, this, us speaking, communicating, the brain, the iris, how we develop the fingerprints, the hairs in the head. It's just, I feel sorry for people that have faith in a way. I'm so glad I've done it, and I do try and put it through my social media. I don't force it down people's throat. Jesus says don't do that, but yeah.
Do you find that hard though? Because I remember when I stopped drinking and taking gear and stopped gambling, I felt like fucking Jesus. I was.
Did you look like him as well?
I had a top knot and I started growing my hair. But I felt like I had to preach, because I felt so good. Like between the ages, probably between maybe 14 to 30, you're lucky if I was off the drink any more than 2 weeks, you know? And then I was off it for 3 months, everything. Like there was something decided that I needed to change. I was sick of being sick. I was sick of being the loud one at the parties. I was sick of trying to please everybody. I was a circus act. I should have joined the fucking circus if I'm honest, but there was a time when I made the changes, I was off it for 3 or 4 months, and it felt so good. I'd never had that experience, or someone tell me what it was like not drinking, not taking drugs. It's all I knew for many years. But once you stop, it's like your energy change. I think they call it the pink cloud or something at the start. But I just felt so good. And I was saying, listen, you don't need to do that. But I was going out with my friends, and you could tell.
You want people to feel it.
Yeah, from the guy who was always the loud one, the funny one, who was always up for having a laugh, to being a pain in the ass. You know, but I just wanted them to feel that we don't have to live that life. You don't have to hide away from the drink and drugs. You can actually cut it away and actually start becoming sane and actually feeling you're part of something, instead of being like you're in the mental, you're on medication, you're slurring. I was like that all the time, because if you're drinking, taking gear, and then I'm smoking joints, then I'm taking valleys, it's everything's just to kind of, it was like I was like a zombie. But I still looked the part, because I could dress smart. I could go for a couple of sunbeds, so you couldn't see the bags under my eyes. I had everything. Had it all well. But when I changed, I felt fucking everybody needs to do this. I started posting, stop drinking. If people were drinking, I'm saying, why are you doing that? If I seen them smoking, that's bad for you. I realised I was becoming a dick. Because everybody's in different stages of their life.
Your ego starts to drive that as well.
And I wanted people to see that I was doing okay. I wanted to promote it, and it's like narcissism in a way. It's like your ego's, you're promoting something. So you step back, and what I done is start making progress, started achieving things in my life. Wait a minute, how does a kid from Glasgow make those changes? Then travel the world, creating a massive podcast, interviewing great people, And then what happens is when people see you live your life, you'll tend to see people start reaching out to you instead of me trying to.
That's where the change comes
Yeah,
from.
it's starting to grip people in, and I need to get back to that kind of person as well, and just leading by example and try to do the right things. You know, you can get caught up in your own bubble and your own hype sometimes. You kind of get lost in it.
You can do, bro. Like, I give advice, whether you want to take it, it's up to you. It's my opinion. My opinion, I don't speak about anything that I've not been through. I won't do that. There's a lot of fucking dickheads on social media. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like calling a lot of people out. They're spouting shit when they're not living that shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm not scared of anyone, bro. I'm not saying I'm hard or anything. Couldn't give a shit. Call me out the things. But there's a lot of people on social media that need to be called out. Do you know what I mean? I feel like doing it sometimes, bro. I'm just like, bro, you're a dickhead in real life. You're trying to go on like you're fucking positive all the time. You're not. Do you know what I mean? It's so like you're going through it at the minute. Do you know what I mean? But it's mad. People try and portray themselves to an image. And so I'm exactly the same on social media, off social media. I'm going straight to the point, direct with the point, take my opinion, take it.
So that's the best way to be, because when you surround yourself with people, I've interviewed so many people, and I'd like to think people, you leave a good imprint to go, he's fucking all right, the cunt. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not fucking people over, you're not being bad, everything you say goes, you know. I do my own thing, I've got my own life to lead when I'm not doing fucking interviews. People just know you sometimes as being doing interviews, but there's a lot more substance to it, there's a lot more layers to your story and your life, you know, and there's a lot of stuff I like to keep private as well. And in fact, you've got to have some fucking sort of mystery, you know. But we're living in a world where everything's, you can get caught up in the social media hype and you can lose yourself. It's like, look at me, and I need to be careful of that. But it's too hard because it's like an addiction as well. I've fucking replaced everything on, and you've got this social media thing where electronical numbers that can make or break your day as well. You know, so and I always feel like a contradiction sometimes, because sometimes I'll do something, but and I think I'm just a fucking limbo. There's no difference. But then you look at the changes in what 10 years can do to a person, what 5 years can do, what one day can do. There's a second in your life can change your whole outlook. Just that having certain words from somebody can change your whole life.
Yeah, there's that famous saying that I think overnight success takes 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, I've tried to dissociate myself from social media. Don't really look at the views now and again. Don't really look at the algorithms, not asked. You can shadow ban me, do what you want. I'm still going to do my content. People get too attracted to it. Like, they need to be the views and they get that hype. Like, I'm doing great. I'm on this podcast. I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck, mate. I'm there to help people. I put my content out like you. I'll message everyone back, right? Now I've got fucking tennis elbow. Fucking from messaging people back all the time, commenting people back, because I know what it's like. For me, at certain parts of my life, whenever I had someone to contact me, when they're fucking trauma dumping me and gone through shit, I'll try and message back. When people are suicidal, I'll try and message back. I've been on phone calls with people I don't know across the world, America, fucking Canada, do you know what I mean? Fucking everywhere, Australia, because they're going through their shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't do it for anything else. I don't gain any money off fucking social media. I do for my coaching, but it's my time I'm giving to you. I never thought I would ever be a coach. I was forced into it through my trauma. I've had to learn and develop myself, going through courses, education, books, constantly fucking. I'm dyslexic. I can't even fucking read anything. I read the Bible for the first time last year, front to back. Do you know what I mean? I want to keep reading it. There's books out there that will actually help you. Like The Body Keeps the Score is an amazing book for trauma. Absolutely amazing. It's like Dr. Gabby Mate, absolutely amazing. Dr. Joe Dispenza, amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing, Joe.
Amazing.
I started listening to him maybe 5-10 years ago.
Absolute go to meditation.
And everything's about the neural pathways and how you can change how you think and feel. Because there was a video I watched. I'm actually need to do a video about it. I've saved it. There's two psychologists. One takes the student back to the trauma and relives the pain all the time.
Yeah.
But he was making the most money. Why? Because the students having to keep coming back to face it. The other one was all about the now and the future.
Yeah.
Your past is done. Fuck it. Obviously, you need to unpack some levels of it to face it and get that emotion out. But this psychologist was just going through the revolving door. Like you're going, pouring your heart out. Nah, we can't deal with you. Doing the same fucking routine. It just confirms and reaffirms that you're fucked up in the head. And because speaking about old emotions and trauma can take you back. Joe Dispenza speaks about it. Speaking about pain or trauma, no matter where it was, a week ago, 25 years ago, the brain releases a chemical to the pain you had felt that day. That's how powerful the brain is. So why would we keep repeating the same negative, hard-hitting fucking emotion all the time? It's okay to speak about it to help heal other people, but if you're speaking about it every day, it's not going to heal you. No. This other psychologist
keeps you there, bro.
Was all about the future and the present and purpose and They never went with that one. They went with the old guy who was kept repeating the same shit because he was making the most money, because he wanted people to come in and talk about it all the time and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. There's some people who do therapy for 20, 30 years. When I was going to the GA meetings, I used to look at people and I think, nah, he's fucked. He's fucked. I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I was just as fucking bad, because anybody with addictions, you're all in the same level playing field. You're all on the same floor. It doesn't matter how bad or how much money you've lost or how many teeth you have and they've got their teeth. It does not matter. These are always, because you've no, they've got the addiction's got the power over you. But I remember looking around, I think, nah, they're all fucked. But I went through a few steps. And when I started listening to The Secret, the powerful words were,
that changed my life as well.
I am, which was a powerful for me. But then when I used to stand up in the meetings, whether it was CA, I wasn't an alcoholic, but that all comes hand in hand, because if I was gambling my money, I would then steal stuff to get a bit of gear. I would hang around with drug dealers. I'd be the clown. They would give me free gear. It's like an exchange.
Yeah.
I'll make you laugh.
Transaction,
You give me your gear. That's it. And I was gambling, and I would take money off them from time to time. They knew they weren't getting it back, but we all had like a weird fucking relationship that everybody played their part.
It's a transactional relationship, yeah.
And I didn't like the fact of I am a gambler. I didn't like the fact of I am
keep you there.
an alcoholic. I didn't like the fact of those words are so powerful, because I'm not in recovery. I'm recovered, and I love that thought. So I started looking at Joe Dispenzers and who else was I used to listen to Les Brown, Tony Robbins. They were old school, but I just didn't like the fact that I am. So then I came out and I thought, I can do this myself. I did do it for 2 years, but then I fucked it, man. I went missing for a year and started everything again. But with that year of being on it, I realised how good my life was the 2 years I was off it. I was a better friend. I was a better dad. I actually says if I can be there at 4 p.m, I'll be there, instead of, I always felt as if everything in my life was a lie and it was a difficult thing, you know. I've still got issues and problems that I deal with now, but I deal with it as respectful as I can, you know. And I just feel as if when you cut away the bullshit, you actually become a higher vibration, become a better individual. But when you start going through the process of like gambling and all these meetings, I just didn't like the fact of I am. I just felt as if I don't want to be, and there's people who do that 20, 30, 40 years at these meetings and help change life. These men are amazing. I just didn't like that, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. Slip back, and then thankfully I've been on the path for nearly 8 years now, which is a long time, yeah. But it does fizzle as well, bro. You know, you don't feel fuck all, because I know how I felt when you're going through it, the transition at the start.
Yeah.
You kind of lose.
You attach yourself.
Yeah, you lose it sometimes. And sometimes that's how fucked up my mind can go. I think, you know what, fuck it, I might get on it to see if I'm still strong enough to change again.
Yeah.
That's how fucking my
That's
mind
not a metaphor
go.
as well, though, bro. People that go through addiction, they say if they're clean and they've got clean and they're past addiction, can you still be in the same environments and not take? Do you know what I mean? That's a grey area. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been off drinking drugs now because I don't want my kids to ever see me drink or take drugs. Nearly 3 years now, bro. I'll never ever take a drink or a drug ever again in my life. And that's me putting that on social media. I'll never do it again, ever. Because I don't want that life for me. Because I know for a fact that will take you down a road I won't come back from.
Yeah. One drink for me, I'm not stopping.
I'm a violent little fucker.
I'm not stopping, bro. I'd be on fucking Instagram lives. Everybody would be getting it.
Do you know what? I've got a grenade tattooed. They call me the social hand grenade in the army. Give me a drink, the pop's pin, mate.
Yeah.
Put me in a situation, mate. I'll find a fight.
But I'm at that stage in my life now. I don't have another recovery in me, because I know how well my life is going, you know. And I think, why would I jeopardise that? But again, it's a self-sabotage.
Yeah.
It's a self-sabotage. I just think, I don't think I could get it back, because then already feel like imposter syndrome kicks in anyway. You already feel like a fraud. Well, I do. And I think if I'd done that, it would give everybody the ammunition that they need, you know, and it would just overcome everything. And I think, what the fuck would the point be?
I know it. I knew you'd do it.
Yeah.
That's what they'd say to you straight away. Like, people don't support you. Every time someone points their finger at me around, I'm just like, bro, you know you're pointing free back. But you ain't clean and fucking finger. Do you know what I mean? I'd put my sins out there and I'd just try and be vulnerable as possible. Do you know what I mean? Like you say with the I am, I stopped doing that. I stopped doing affirmations. I stopped it. Do you know what I mean? Completely stopped it. I just worked to myself. I don't do it. Don't see the point in it. Like, there's a lot of people I coach who go through addiction and therapy and stuff like that. They drop off their counsellors and their therapists and they come and see me, and I'm just like, bro, this is a lot of pressure, but I get them through it. because I want you in my system and out my system as quick as possible. Saying you need to build a business, the quicker you build a business, you want to get out of the business, so it runs by itself. And that's what I try and do with my coaching. I don't want you here 6, 7, 8 months down the line, because all I'm doing is just taking money. I don't want to take your money. I want to change your perspective and push you out and go and do it. I'll always be there for you. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like, people, like you say, therapy for years. Why? People go to retreats for years. Why? You're just changing the addiction.
It's the same as ayahuasca and stuff. Like, I've done ayahuasca, but again, it's another form of an escape, you know. Like,
I think Sambo in that.
yeah, it's okay to try it. It's okay to dip your toe in, because we're always looking for answers as human. We really want to know the source, why we're here, who brought us here. Can we see things? Can we fight our trauma? Can you, like, ayahuasca is sexy because it makes you face all your fears and demons, reconnects you with your soul. For me, that's beautiful, you know. But there's people go back every month. There's people who smoke DMT every day. There's no difference from smoking smack or whatever it is, because it's taking you away from the source. You don't give a kid ayahuasca or DMT when it's born, so why would we give adults? It's funny how we've got an age restriction. You can start drinking at 18, you can start smoking, you can start doing this, but for me, it's to be as pure as possible. It's to disconnect from all the negatives and get rid of all the static, because then your vibration becomes higher. But it's so different because we're caught in a very fast-paced world, you know. And I've no issues with people doing ayahuasca or whatever. I've done it. And I met so many great people who we're still friends with. But there's a lot of people who've done it once and then they can't stop. They're always there again.
Exactly.
You know?
They need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And again, that's falling back on a little comfort blanket. When are you at your happiest?
With my kids.
Yeah.
At church. I've got a routine that I keep to. I'm happy when I'm not with people. Simple as that. I've allowed myself to regulate myself. Like, people always say I'm a closed book, or I'm not really with anyone, because I know how to regulate myself properly now. Do you know what I mean? Because majority of people come into your life to take from you. They don't come to give. It's very hard. It's a very small amount that come just to say hello and see how you are. Do you know what I mean? What's that friend that literally calls you up just to see how you are, and there's no like backwards intention to it? Do you know what I mean? One thing that really gets me, mate, is kind of revenge, I think, and trying to karma. Like, I think people need to be accountable for their actions. I do forgive people, but I never forget. There's a lot of people in my life, like, I'll never forget, and their karma will come. And karma comes in different forms. Karma comes in the form of me. Karma comes in the form of people or situations that are going to tear you down. Like, people think you should just leave it, let karma deal with it. Sometimes you have to take karma into your own hands, bro. And I fully believe in that. Like, I'll never back away from anything, bro. Like, when people have fucked me over, which they have, their day will come. Whether it's me knocking down at the door, like when I was going through some shit about a year ago, bro. Do you know what I mean? It turned my head. I can't believe, like, the people that scammed me and robbed me, like, I was above the bed, bro. Getting into the house, they didn't know I was there. Do you know what I mean? Just sat there waiting, like, it's like, fucking hell, like, I've got kids, like, I could really fuck my life up here. You need to take yourself back, but it's just, where's that thin line with you? Where's karma and accountability?
It's difficult because we're all egotistic as well, and pride gets the better of us.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be getting involved in shit and drama, but I'm who I am as well, and I'm not going to let people walk over the top of me. I ain't some fucking dickhead where you go, wait a minute, I'm doing well, so I'm just going to sit back and let people talk shit. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Wait a minute, sometimes you've got to put your head above the clouds and go, okay, let's go. And put people in their place. You've got to fucking be
strong-minded,
strong-minded cunt, where whether that's being positive or negative, sometimes a negative can be a positive, because you go, do you know what, I don't give a fuck, but listen, they can do X, Y, and Z here. You know what, everybody's got that killer instinct in them. Anybody can be got, no matter who you are, no matter where you think you are.
I bet you get it as well, where people will say to you, the true James is coming out.
Yeah.
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm putting you in your fucking place, mate.
Yeah.
You're mad. Oh, you're all positive now, ain't you, mate? 100%, mate.
Nobody's positive 24/7. It doesn't exist. I would rather be positive though than negative. But people are going to test you, and we can all, whether we believe in Christ or being positive, and it takes a bigger man to step away. Sometimes it takes the bigger man to step forward.
100%.
And that's what people need to understand. You know, this ain't a fucking game. This is real life. We've still got things to protect. So people want to talk shit. People want to act the big man. Come and show me you're the big man. That's, you know, there's no fucking about. We don't need to hide. Just because I'm not shouting and screaming every day doesn't mean you're some fucking bum who's going to accept, you know.
The people that hide away and don't take accountability for their actions when they've fucked over people mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, some of the worst people in the world, bro.
Some people, all they've got is hate. And it's hard sometimes to tell you, if you've got to forgive everyone. I can't forgive. You've done wrong. How the fuck can I forgive you? Yes, you know what? You maybe go, you try and forget about these people, but these people have tried to harm you. These people have harmed your family. You don't forgive. Never forgive. And that's hard to say because we're not living in a fruity fucking world where everybody's skipping down the roads, holding hands, listening to fucking love music. You know, people are bad out there. You know, and there's good and evil in this world. Sometimes you've got to be the evil to get the good.
Yeah, definitely. I say like you've got to forgive the person, but not the situation they put
Yeah,
you through.
you can.
You can't do it. Like I'll never forget what people have put me through. Do you know what I mean? And don't try and shake my hand and try and be my friend. It's manipulation, bro. There's so many people out there who will literally manipulate you, bro.
We've all got an agenda. Every one of us have got an agenda. Some good, some bad. My job is just to provide for my family and try and live as peaceful as I can. But on the other hand, this is a fucking war zone up here. Nobody knows what the fuck I'm going through. And that's the thing where people don't understand. I'm doing everything I can to be as calm as I can be to give my kids a better life. But on the other hand, I think, you know what, I would do a sentence for you, you cunt. That's where my mind can go. It's no issues. I'm not trying to be tough. I've never portrayed myself as a gangster or a fighter. I don't claim myself to be a professional or whatever. But I know I've got a set of fucking
You can
balls.
go though, bro.
Yeah, I've got a set of fucking balls and I'll go toe to toe with anybody.
100%.
No disrespect to anybody out there. The majority of men think they can fight against anything but a pro. I fancy my chances, no matter how they are, who they are. I know I can throw hands, I know I can take a dig. That's enough for me. And you don't even need to throw a punch out there in this day and age. All you need to do is fucking defend yourself for 30 seconds, a minute. That person's blown out their ass, and then you can pick them to pieces. But we're living in a day and age that everybody thinks they can fight. Everybody thinks they're a gangster. People are hiding behind a screen. Wait till you get that chap in the door. Remember me? Now let's see how fucking big you are then. Like I say, I don't give a fuck about my platform, podcast, or whatever it is. Whatever I'll do, I can be successful at no matter what. But sometimes, like people talk about, oh, people are getting cancelled. You cancel yourself. Cancel's a mindset. What, to take away your social media? So fuck the cancel. They took away my Facebook. They took away my TikTok. They've tried to fuck us over in the media now. I'll just rise above it because whatever it is, it does affect you. But I'll always find a way out.
You've got to, bro. It's that mindset. The same I have. The same with you, man. I ain't scared of no one. Like, there's loads of people that are probably got problems with me. Like, I'll knock your door. Like, yes, I've got a lot to lose, but I'm not going to lose that part of it. Like, don't think you can just talk to me like shit and fuck me over and not get away with it. I bide my time. I'm an observer now. I sit back, wait. I'm a sniper, bro. Just wait. Wait my time. It'll come, bro. You'll pop your head at some point.
Your life's a chess game.
Yeah.
Whether it's a year, 5 years, 10 years, but I don't forget. I will pop up.
There's people that's fucked me over, like, literally, like, I would say names on here, but I don't because I've got that come up and to come in, man. It will happen, 100%. Don't think I'm a slying dog just because you can't hear me, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's going to be certain points where I will be knocking at your door where I have done, but they keep moving away where they've robbed me a lot of money. They think they can get away from stuff. Do you know what I mean? I can sleep at night, bro. I can sleep with my door open. You can't. You have to lock your door. You have to put your social media on private. So you have to segregate yourself from people because you don't want to be associated with people. No, you fuck people over. Do you know what I mean? And you're trying to hide away from society and your fucking accountability. The true definition, mate, of changing as a person, a better person, is changing your character. Do you know what I mean? It's not just changing an apology. Do your, whatever you've done wrong, put the rights. Go back to that person, apologize, make the situation right. A lot of people don't want to, especially financially. People just want to try and ignore it. Oh, it'll go away. Mate, I won't fucking go away. There's different, like, what I've been through in my life, you think I'm going away? Like, I'm resilient as fuck. I know I am. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, there's one point we're going to cross paths and it's on.
Yeah, it's the art of war. It's a great
I'll do it in front of anyone. I don't care who's there, bro. Like, you're done.
For anybody watching that's in a life of struggle, that's went through some darkness in their life, you don't even need to go through a lot of darkness, but for anybody really battling, what advice would you have for them?
You're never truly going to heal from the things that have hurt you. You're not going to fully heal from it. Sometimes you need to accept it, embrace it, get the wisdom and knowledge from it, and put that out to the universe. Start helping other people. If you've gone through your shit, how can you educate yourself to be a better person? Start being kinder to yourself and other people. Do you know what I mean? But also don't take shit. I always say to people, be kind, but don't be fucking nice. I'm a kind person. I'm generous, but do you know what I mean? I'll give you my shirt off my back, but I'm not a nice person to be around sometimes because I have got that button and you need that button in life because people will take advantage from you. There's a lot of people in this world that can see you. Like takers can always see givers all the time. Do you know what I mean?
What's your social medias and stuff, brother? If anybody maybe wants to reach out, get some help, how can people get a hold of you?
So if you look on social media, any of my platforms on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook is The Mindset Soldier. I do mindset coaching, life coaching. I do motivational speaking all across the country. I try and help people. I'm trying to get into prisons and schools to try and help people what I've been through, to educate them with the knowledge that I've got, to try and, because people don't relate to people. Like if you're wearing a suit and no tattoos and stuff like that, kids can't really relate to you. And that's what I want to be. So I want to start doing a lot more motivational speaking and stuff like that.
What's your biggest life lesson so far?
We're all fucked up.
That's facts, bro.
We're all fucked up.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? Just try and be better each day, bro. We're all fucked.
Brother, would you like to finish up on anything else?
Nah, just absolute pleasure for allowing me on. It's like great having a conversation. Give me the opportunity, bro. Do you know what I mean? If anyone needs help, reach out to my social medias. But yeah, I'm very grateful to be here today, bro.
I'm very grateful to hear your story. Listen,
Thank you, bro.
all the best, brother. Keep
Yeah.
up the good work, and always here if you need me.
God bless, bro.
Take care. Samuel.